Hello, Murega. Jitago Thomas Kive, member number 75 na ndekei tugie kiugo kirai gututongoria muthenya wa muthi gikuma thiini wa Mathayo ni kiugo kinini Mathayo 5:13 tuthii uguo hau hanini so tutigira hau kianda ni nyue cumbi wa thi ende cumbi ungithira mucamo ungicoka gucamithio ta cumbi atia nduri bata no guteo uteagwo ukaragwo ne andu ni inyue utheri wa thi itura riakitwo kirima iguru ritangihithika gutire mundu ugwatagia tawa akawigirira gutire mundu ugwatagia tawa akawukunikiria na ireve tawa ugwatagio ukaigirirwo handu iguru umulikagire andu othe aria mari nyumba oguo niguo na inyue utheri wanyu wagiriirwo ni gutheragira andu nigetha monage ciiko cianyu njega na magocage ithe wanyu uria wi iguru. Icio nicio ciugo iria ngwenda tunyitanire ati ni ithuĩ cumbi wa thi na ni muoyo uhoro wa cumbi ungikorwo hetwo irio itari cumbi ni muura icamaga na ni muoyo bata wa cumbi ona thiini wa mwiri na ona nyamu no yubataraga na mundu nginya gathirwo ari age cumbi na nginya nyamu gathirwo ari age cumbi na kio kiama giki gitu kia ndetikari no twende gikorwo kiri na mucamo o toguo tugia na tamaa ya kwenda kuria cumbi kihuanage kindu turaiririria gucama hindi ciothe tutongoretio ni atongoria matutongoretie haha mbere na ithuĩ members tutuike ningi o cumbi ningi tugutuika turi na mucamo uria andu anao maratutongoria mariguaga ati ni mareririria gukorwo twi hamwe nao na tukirutania nao wira uyu twacoka tukerwo atiriri ni ithuĩ utheri wa thi tukirwo mundu akagia tawa agacoka akaukunikiria na ireve tukirwo igagwo handu iguru utherere andu othe niguo andu aria megukorwo tonya nyumba iyo ri makona utheri uriku makona utheri ucio all the same ni twagire gukorwo turi utheri mwega ithuĩ members ithuĩ leaders niguo hindi iria yothe twakorwo twi thiini wa andu aria me thiini wa bururi kana aria marathi makamenya gikundi giki gitu makonaga utheri uria uroima thiini wa ki utheri uria uroima thiini wa gikundi giki na utheri uria uratuma uratutongoria na utheri ungiririria onao maingire thiini wa gikundi giki matuike ona akwarirwo ni utheri uriku wakwarirwo ni utheri ucio uria tuonaga mbeca thiini wa gikundi giki tugateithika ona wandu acio angi meguko nao magatuika gwika atia aguteithika na niguo tugathagiriria hindi tugwika uguo ri twatuika andu aguteithika thiini wa gikundi giki kia NRS kugera mbeca iria turakomberwo kugera utongoria turatongorio indo icio ciatuika cia gututeithia thiini wa mabiacara-ini maitu ciatuika cia gutuguna thiini wa micii-ini itu tukagia na uthii wa nambere thiini wa micii-ini itu andu mona uria tucangararire tukagocithagia ithe witu uria uri iguru na maundu mariku na maundu macio mothe turathimite namo Ngai witu aturathime na atuike wega ria riothe turikoragwo twi thiini wa gikundi kia NRS tugikomba mbeca na tuwika maundu maria mothe tureka maitu ma biacara Ngai witu amurathime rekei tuhoe nitwaiga moko-ini maku muthamaki witu twigucokeria ngatho rucini rwega niguturathima tukarahuka na mihumo ya muoyo na ugaturathimira ugima mwega wa miri aria magikorwo mena thina wa miri mohere maiguire tha umarathime umeheranie na thina ucio magikorwo menaguo na ihinda riria riothe tugukorwo twi thiini wa ikaro giki muthamaki witu tuhote kugia na attention njega ya mucamanio wa muthenya wa umuthi na ni thengi ni undu uguo atuhe mweke wa gukorwo twi naguo ona kungikinya tutinahota gukorwo twi gikundi kiria tungiriririe gukorwo twi nakio ni undu wa mathina maria magire thiini wa bururi witu na to witu wiki ona thi yothe ke tukuhoe muthamaki witu ukorwo hamwe na ithuĩ utuhotane tuherie thiini wa bururi na thi itu na niguo murimu ucio wokire utuike wa kuhera na utuike wa kwagagia thi na ria muthamaki witu tuguthii na mbere gutungata maundu maria me thiini wa bururi uyu atuheire tukahota gukinyaria nundu wa ugoci wa ritwa riaku ajaniriria na ithuĩ mucamanio uyu ona ukorwo hamwe na ithuĩ twi gatagatĩ-inĩ nginya turirikia na no ritwa-inĩ riaku itheru twahoya ona twacokia ngatho amen.
welcome you. And we are grateful to the Almighty God, just as He has prayed, that we are alive today and we can be able to attend this meeting and deliberate on so many issues pertaining our circle. And I'll take this opportunity to introduce the Board of Directors together with the Supervisory team. And I'll start with Mr. John Waweru. He's the Vice Chair. Then I'll go to Jane Jiro. She's in our Credit Committee. Thank you, Jane. Mr. Bidan Gedua. He is also in the Credit Committee. Karibu. And Mr. John Samuel, who is in Audit. Then we have our Supervisory team, Mr. Friend Goro, thank you. And then we have Mr. Bote, who is also in Supervisory. Thank you, Mr. Bote. We have our Secretary, Mr. Abraham Hinga, thank you. Then we have our Treasurer, Mr. GK Karaoke, thank you. And we have our Honorable Cooperative Officer, Madam Lucy Ngoge. Karibu sana. She's our guest today, and we are grateful to have her here with us. Thank you. And I am the chair, and I'm Ruth Karaoke. Mbarikiwe sana.
Morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is John Moinu Waweru. Today, I'm your MC. Nenigo mutwarithia maundu-ini mwa muthi. Na ni undu wa mathaa maria tuhetwo, ni nguria uria mukwenda twarie, tukwenda twarie na Gikuyu, Githweri kana Githungu. Niguo tuhote gutwarithia maundu ma na ihenya. Githweri ni sawa? Ciothe? Thank you muno. Tuhetwo mathaa meri thirikari. Nikio mona distance yo twikirite kwenda maundu ma turatwarithia twarithie na ihenya niguo tuhote kurikia program yo mothe within the set hours. Thank you very much. Now, going forward, nigwenda invite secretary okay tuthomere notice ya minute ya last AGM.
Jambo wa shirika, hata mimi si jambo. Nashukuru Bwana ametujalia kupata nafasi hii kukutana tena baada ya miaka miwili. Nitasoma kwa Kiingereza vile imenakiliwa. To all our members, Rev, notice of annual general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 28th Annual General Meeting of the members of Nris Society Limited will be held on Friday, 26th March 2021 at Kikuyu Township Primary School starting at 9 a.m. to transact the following business. 1. Read and confirm minutes of the last Annual General Meeting held on 26th April 2019 and the Special General Meeting held on 8th June 2019 and consider matters arising thereon. 2, the chairperson's report and the CEO's report. Then the supervisory report to also hear and receive and consider the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2020 and reports of the auditors thereon. To declare dividend on Aurelia staff bonus for the year ended 31st December 2020. 6. Appointment of auditors for the financial year ending 31st December 2021. Borrowing power. Number 8, 2022 budget approval. Number 9, proposals and resolutions. Number 10, any other business of which notice has been given to the society at least 14 days before the date of the meeting. I want to declare here that from the office, from the post office, from anywhere, we have not received any notice from any member that may be discussed today. So we don't have that. Okay, from there, niko dinabere gũthoma minute icio cia mĩcemanio yerĩ ya mwaka wa 2019, the AGM na special general meeting. The page 10. For the interest of time, dike gũthoma marĩtwa madu. Tondũ nĩ mũramathoma me hau. Thome ndeto ĩno ĩ haha mũhuro. The opening prayer was offered by Benson Kimodo, member number 634, who volunteered to say the opening prayer. Introduction. The chairman called the meeting to order and introduced the board of directors, the supervisory committee, former directors present, former CEO, and the acting CEO introduced the management staff in attendance and invited visitors. The chairman noticed two strangers in the meeting and requested them to identify themselves as they declare their interest with the day's meeting. The two, a lady and a gentleman, introduced themselves. One was Miss Jude Wanjiko, P10513 for number there, a legal officer with Kiambu County Government. The second one was Mr. Wasolo Priva, P095/18 for number iko hapo, legal officer from the Law Society of Kenya. Jude Wanjiko is a sister to Teresia Chumari, who is the former CEO of Nris Housing. The chairman informed the members that the board had not invited any legal officers and would therefore like the members' opinion on the same. One, Mr. Lawrence Monio, member number 105. Yes, please. Okay, closer. Thank you very much for correction. One, Mr. Lawrence Monio, member number 100592's opinion was that in this era of transparency, the two may be allowed to be in attendance. Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, member number 303241's opinion, from his professional point of view, the Kiambu County Government has a Department of Legal Affairs and therefore proper procedure through the board could have been followed. 3, Mr. Kangede, member number 13, a pioneer treasurer of this organization, proposed to the members to allow the legal officers inform the members their intention of coming to the meeting without invitation. Madam Jacinta Washira, member number 100479's opinion was that the officers have ambushed the board, if at all there was no invitation. Therefore, she proposed that the officers be declared by the board before being allowed in the meeting. Mr. Harun Passin, member number 109244, was of the opinion that they be allowed to stay, while Mr. Peter Kimenyi, member number 100499, insisted they specify what they want so that they could continue with the meeting. The legal officer stated that some members of NRS had raised complaints to the council. Therefore, they had come to listen to the complaints. However, the former CEO stated that legal officers had the blessings of our lawyer to represent her. The chairman asked the members whether it is in order for the former CEO to come to the meeting with a legal officer. Mrs. Jacinta Washira, member number 100479, on a point of order stated that it is very unpleasant and very scary for leadership of institutions fighting. Her opinion was to find amicable solution through dialogue. We can be divided, but shouldn't fight. Mr. Maina, the MC, informed the members that the former CEO, before traveling to Canada, had some issues with the board. She decided to communicate to the board through her lawyer. The board replied to her through the SACCO lawyer, therefore it is not fair to bring personal issues to the AGM. The DCO intercepted and informed the members that board issues should be solved in the boardroom. Therefore, that matter should be put to rest as we proceed with the agenda of the AGM. Conclusion. The chairman asked the members whether the two officers were for the SACCO or were ambushing the board as earlier stated by one of you. Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, member number 303241, intercepted and informed the chairman that though the officers have the right to attend the meeting on LSK concerns, they have gone to an extent of intimidating our AGM due to a conflict of interest. Therefore, the officers should pack up and leave. Mrs. Jacinta Washira, member number 100479, seconded the proposal and the officers left the meeting. Devotion time. This was given by Mr. Philip Kamau, a board member. Theme, what time is it in heaven? Time was 11:10. The preacher informed the members that time will come when your clock will stop. Reminded all to be always prepared and alert, for you don't know when your clock stops. Live a sober life and a vigilant life, knowing that there's generations before us, an inheritance free from sin or corruption reserved in heaven. He reminded us about the Lord's Prayer, and there's time for everything to read the second book of Kings, chapter 4, 2 Kings, chapter 4, 32. The message, there is time, don't give up, and let us, members of NRS, run to God, for with faith there is resurrection. But the question is, what time is it in heaven? Notice of convening of the meeting. By then, the Honorable Secretary read out the notice of the meeting to discuss the following agenda. Reading and confirmation of the minutes of the previous AGM held on 28 April 2018 and consider matters arising thereon. The Chairman and the CEO's report, the Supervisory report, receive and consider the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2018 and reports of the auditors thereon. Declare dividends, honoraria, staff bonus for the year ended 31st December 2018. Appointment of auditors for the financial year ending 31st December 2019. Borrowing power. Amendment of 2019 budget, 2020 budget approval, proposals and resolutions, elections on 1/3 rotation, any other business of which notice has been given to the society at least 14 days before the date of the meeting. Minute 26. Reading and confirmation of the 25th AGM minutes and consideration of the matters arising from those minutes. The Honorable Secretary read the minutes, which were confirmed as the proceedings of the meeting, having been proposed and seconded by member numbers 300634, Mr. Bernard Kimodo, and member number 410780, Catherine Mwangi, respectively. The next minute, matters arising from the minutes. Mr. Lawrence Monio, member number 100592, informed the members that Sigona 211 plots issue is in court and therefore cannot be discussed. Mr. Mburu Munyambo, member number 104527, appreciated that FOSA advance issue was addressed. However, consistency of interest charged after products review should be maintained. On the issue of former CEO's pocket money, Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, member number 303241, stated that AGM has no mandate to give or fix any remuneration or allowance to any employee, and therefore this matter rests with the board. Customer care. Members complained of poor customer care, and action was promised to be done. Employees' departure. All employee loans must be secured, and payment of terminal benefits should not be done before loan clearance. Mr. Harun Parsin, member number 109244, and Mr. John Kahio, member number 1191, encourage members to be showing respect and patience within themselves when they visit the banking halls. Mrs. Jacinta Washira, member number 100479, advised the board to be proofreading the AGM booklets. Madam Teresia Chumari, member number 113505, raised concerns on election transparency. Minute 226 of 2019. Chairman CEO's report. The chairman read out his report, which was proposed and seconded by Dorcas Wayaki, member number 111578, and Peter Kimenyi, member number 10499, respectively. Matters arising from the chairman's report. Notice of voluntary withdrawal. This had been proposed by the board on humanitarian grounds on special cases like old age and being sickly, for the members who may have that, for their upkeep and medical care. However, member number 111505, Teresia Shumari, watered down the proposal as per the bylaw number 81, which doesn't allow such withdrawals. Number 2, plot purchase. The board, as per last AGM resolution, had gotten a plot at Kikuyu to house the SACCO headquarters, which was being sold at Kenya shillings 25 million. The plot is already built, the ground floor, which is housing several shops, with a monthly income approximately 200,000 per month. The deal had gone very far and was waiting for today's AGM resolution to proceed with the purchase. Members have already contributed approximately 7 million towards the purchase of this plot. Number 3, member number 303241, Mr. Geoffrey Karaoke, who during last AGM supported the increase of share capital towards this project, rose on a point of order, challenging the idea and convinced the members to stop buying the plot at Kikuyu town and instead develop the SACCO plot at Nderi. He informed the members that buying another plot will cripple the SACCO. Mr. Bote, Supervisory Secretary, who was amongst the steering committee, informed the members the far they had gone with the deal and the benefits that the SACCO would enjoy after the purchase of the said plot. Several members gave their various opinions. Some were for the idea, others were against. The supervisory chairman advised the members to form a housing project within the SACCO membership, and those interested in buying the plot to register. Mr. Nyanja, member number 205581, seconded Mr. Munyambu, member number 104527, proposed for registration of Nris Housing Cooperative Society to be registered as a separate entity from NRS SACCO. The DCO informed the members that this is the best way to go, where the SACCO management will be separate from the housing investment program. The current directors will only be spearhead the registration of the NRS Housing, which will have its separate directors. DCO's conclusion on the plot issue. The DCO requested the members to vote by a show of hands. Those not in favor of buying the plot outnumbered those in favor by 2 to 3, by 2/3 members present. Therefore, the DCO declared that the buying of Kikuyu plot by the SACCO rests there. However, registration of NRS Housing will start with the assistance of the DCO's office. Mrs. Washira, on her closing remarks, stated that she was very surprised the way members shift goalposts as she appealed to the members to be fixing timelines on AGM resolutions. She is in support of the housing project, but is worried of what happens to the share capital of those not in favor of the project. The chairman thanked the members for their free expression of the democratic right, as he reminded the members that share capital is not refundable. Acting CEO's report. The acting CEO read her report, which was adopted after being proposed and seconded by member number 205581, Mr. Nyanja Samuel, and member number 109244, Mr. Harun Parsin, respectively. Matters arising from the CEO's report. The following questions were raised from the floor of the acting CEO's response. Members' participation on product review. Credit committee restrictions, thus depriving loans to members. Staff rationalization. Governance and connectivity issues. Falling income and SACCO growth. Debt collection. SACCO appraisal. Revaluation of collaterals. Loan processing fees. Normal loan interest review to 1.5%. Interest capping be enforced. The acting CEO responded as follows. Challenges of debt collection is an inheritance from the former CEO, since these defaulted loans were given during her tenure. She had convinced the board that 90% of those loans were collectible, but has not yet been possible due to various reasons, like court cases, loss of or missing files, lack of collaterals or guarantors, lack of contacts or phone numbers. Delay of loans. The acting CEO emphasized that things are being done professionally, and she has already minimized the turnaround time to a minimum of 7 days. Mr. Kariuki, on a point of order, interjected and said the CEOs should not be allowed to exchange words in the members' AGM. Members want to know how the Kenya shillings 25 million will be recovered. The former CEO intercepted and said that 90% of those loans are collectible unless their collaterals are not in custody. Mrs. Washira intercepted by stating that she doesn't understand why all that information was being released now and not during previous years of AGMs. Minute 326, AGM. Supervisory report. The Supervisory Committee read out the Supervisory Committee report, which was proposed and seconded by Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, member number 303241, and Mr. John Kahiu, member number 191, respectively. Matters arising. The Supervisory Committee recommends a thorough audit, forensic audit on historical loans, engagement of private debt collectors, reporting of defaulters to CRB, Credit Reference Bureau, engagement of professional valuers, and proxy loans to be investigated. 2, the credit manager was given a chance to explain on the 25 million historical loans as follows. Last year, the board and supervisory and management did a recovery process where it was realized that the defaulted loan principal was 18 million shillings with interest and penalties amounting to 7 million shillings. 2, Kenya shillings 8.7 million is held by pending court cases and lawyers are following up. 3, 1.2 million shillings was a result of overvaluation of Mr. Geduku's collateral, former credit committee. 4, shilling 700,000, the particular member was followed and took responsibility and currently paying at Kenya shillings 20,000 per month. The recovery of the historical loans is an ongoing process. Once the debt collectors are engaged, it will be hastened up. Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, member number 303241, congratulated the Supervisory Committee for their good report, but challenged them for oversight on internal controls, particularly on SASRA Act, which would have been acted upon before the AGM. He supported the Supervisory Committee recommendations of forensic audit on proxy securities and historical loans. Guidance from the DCO. Before that, there was number 4, Teresia Chumari, member number 113505, recommended staff audit and system audit. Guidance from the DCO. The DCO informed the members that considering the issue raised, he would recommend an inquiry be done by the Ministry of Cooperatives. The members were for it, as was proposed and seconded by Teresia Chumari, member number 113505, and Mr. Mboro Munyambo, member number 104527. The terms of reference for the inquiry of the last 3 years. 1, CEO's office. 2, proxy loans. 3, historical loans. 4, credit committee. 5, security evaluation. 6, system audit of the current provider. 7, staff audit. And 8, governance. Minute 4 of 26 AGM. Auditors' financial report. Mr. Doivi informed the members that the work of auditors is to sample accounts to determine whether they reflect a true or correct going concern. There's no organization without issues, and if we discover a thief, we have to report according to his observation. NRS is a going concern as the reports are authentic. He proposed to the board to provide debt write-offs, for there has never been any write-offs. Staff and board exit affects the SACCO performance. Revenue fall raised concern, and therefore all expenses should be minimized. 5, this year net surplus is 2 million shillings, while last year Kenya shillings 2.5 million. Therefore, he recommends an increase in statutory reserves in order to strengthen the SACCO. Share capital increased by 7 million, 0.38, 386. Core Trust previous year didn't get a letter from the CEO, but for the 2018 accounts, a letter was issued and confirmation was done. In 2018, CIC dividends were not recorded by the accounts department. Number 9, M-Pesa float had a variance, but the auditors were satisfied with information availed, and the confirmation is expected very soon. 10, SASRA recommended the board to act on some issue raised in the management letter for compliance purposes. KCB account with the shillings 219,000 be verified. 12, treasury bills of Kenya shillings 1 million was liquidated into SACCO account. 13, loan to members accord to new system, or in accordance with the new system, Kenya shillings 25 million historical loan has to be declared as current debt and give provision for write-offs, which will affect SACCO dividends for several years. The report was proposed by Madam Washira, member number 10479, and seconded by Consolata Kihara, member number 304095. Reactions. Mr. George Moregi, member number 304895, proposed that if we have employees who cannot work as expected, we should do away with them. Suspicion in any way is an evidence. Mr. Samuel Nyanja, member number 205581, proposed that it is not good to address individuals in reports, i.e., Teresia Chumari on misconduct without evidence. Bonus honorarium was a proposal for AGM to be decided upon. Dividends depend on SACCO performance. Profit can cater for share capital interest, but no dividends on share deposits. Mr. Boro Munyambo, member number 104527, proposed that there will be no honorarium for board, for there is no dividend payout. The members declined an interest payout of 4.5% on share capital as proposed by Mr. Munyambo, member number 10527, and seconded by Mr. John Kahio, member number 191. Member number 304895, George Murigi, and stated that in case the former CEO had a problem, there should be no fighting. Evidence can go to court, prosecute, and be determined. We will stand firm. It was the statement. Auditors appointment. Mr. James Mugo of Mugo Dominic and Company. Mr. Joseph Kimani of Kingori and Kimani and Company. Mr. Mbio Muhea and Associates. The DCO guided the board to get quotations and credentials of the 3 interested auditors and select one from the number. Minute 6 of the AGM of 26. Borrowing power. The borrowing power was proposed to remain at Kenya shillings 50 million to avoid loopholes as proposed by Mr. Mark Muigo, member number 101659, and seconded by Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, member number 303241, respectively. Minute 7 of the 26th AGM. Amendment of 2019 budget, 2020 budget approval, to be presented during the special general meeting. Okay. So I read. Okay. Sawa. So there was a proposal of elections during the special general meeting. And the meeting ended with a closing prayer by Mr. Thomas Kariuki, a member number 101275, who said the closing prayer. There being no other business, the meeting ended at 6:45 p.m. Minutes of the special general meeting held on Saturday, 8 June 2019 at Kikuyu Township. Members present? The board of directors were there, and the supervisory committee was there, as it is written in your notes. There was other guests was Peter Mbogwa, the outgoing district cooperative officer, Kikuyu sub-county, Madam Luce Wairimu Ngoge, district cooperative officer, Kikuyu and Kabete sub-county, Mr. Daniel Kinyanjui Joroge, chief officer, Ministry of Cooperatives and Industrialization, Kiabu County. Prayers were said by Abraham Hinga. Introduction by the chairman. The meeting was called. The meeting to order and introduced the board and the supervisory committee. Notice of the convening of the meeting. The Honorable Secretary read it, and the agenda of the day was read, which included appointment of auditors, financial reports, amendment of 2019-2020 budget approval, election, bylaw station, amendment of NRS bylaws, any other business of which a notice had been given to the society 14 days before. Member number 303241, Mr. Kariuki, on a point of order, interjected and said that the last AGM lacked confidence with the board and wanted the whole board dissolved and fresh elections to be held, not the one that rotation. Member number 316419, Mr. Washington Kimani, supported the lack of confidence, which the board wanted fresh board elections to be held. The outgoing DCO intercepted and requested the members to allow the current office to continue with the listed agenda and handle each one at a time. The members started being uncomfortable with the MC, but Mr. Samuel Nyanja proposed that the DCO take control of the meeting, thus warranting to take charge and inform the members to follow the agendas. Minute 2, appointment of auditors for the financial year ending December 2019. Madam Wairimo, DCO, informed the members that if they don't want to approve the auditors, we can proceed to the new agenda. Mr. Abraham Hinga reiterated that since the members have lost confidence with the board, which had sourced these auditors, His proposal was to allow the incoming board do the fresh procurement for that purpose. The proposal was unanimously approved by the members after being seconded by member number 102607, Madam Ruth Kariuki. Minute 3, amendment of the 2019 budget and budget approval. The outgoing DCO informed the members that NRS SACCO is one of the SACCOs in Kikuyu and is bigger than any member. Therefore, he kindly requested the members to sober up and make the right decisions for the outcome of today's meeting. We will determine its future. Lady Anyeboke, NRS account assistant, on behalf of the accountant, presented the amended 2019 budget and the approved 2020 budget for approval. Reactions. Member number 303241, Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki, stated that after having carefully gone through the budget, he had noted 90% exaggeration, and it is not realistic and will be misleading the incoming board. Member number 416419, Mr. Kimani Washington, and member number 678, Mr. John Moini, supported Mr. Kariuki's observation. Mr. Wainaina, member number 215728, who said he is a banker, indicated that from his observation that the SACCO is not growing and therefore this budget is not realizable. Member number 113505, Teresia Chumari, said that the budget is not in line with the strategic plan, and unless we have the right people in the office, realizing the 18 million will not be practicable. The members resolved that the incoming board prepares a budget and present it in special general meeting for approval, being proposed and seconded by member number 316419, Kimani Washington, and Mr. Samuel Nyanja, member number 205581, respectively. The visiting chief officer from Kiambu, Mr. Jenga, was impressed with the way members conducted the day's business. General reactions from members. Mr. Kariuki stated that the following key issues be addressed: high staff turnover, computer software maintenance cost, proposed to reduce board allowance per meeting not to shillings 3,000, thus reducing governance costs. Amendment of bylaws proposed, reduction of required signatures from 300 to 200 to allow removing of a board in case of non-performance and mismanagement. Member number 316419, Mr. Kimani Washington, emphasized on introduction of professional valuations. Member number 109456 from Umbrella raised concerns on high cost of loans, appraisals, processing fee, and credit reference bureau charges, and requested the credit committee to review these charges. Member number 101275, Thomas Kibe, stated that board members need to be continuously checked. Member number 4382, Bidan Gedua, insisted that valuations by board be done away with, claiming that relatives of board members are favored through exaggerated valuations. He also proposed a one-term service for board to retire. Election of one-third rotation. The chairman, who was one of retiring members of the board, introduced those who were retiring with him. Mr. Kariuki, member number 303241, intercepted and informed the members that the board should be dismantled to allow fresh elections. The attendance was approximately 400 members, and when the DCO asked those members who wanted the board to remain, the only person in favor was member number 113589, Mr. Timothy Jogu. Member number 303241, Mr. Kariuki, informed DCO to read the mood of the members 399 VS1. The DCO declared the board dissolved. However, time is against us, and we've been given limited time, so I'm checking on the areas that you may need to recall. Visiting chief officers advised after all that. Mr. Jenga reminded the members that the current bylaw or general meeting resolutions is active until the amended bylaw is signed by the commissioner. Therefore, Zone elections will be done in the facility. There will be no other vetting. The Supreme Authority rests with the members. Caution members to consider geographical representation and gender balancing. Amendments of bylaws proposals to be done and submitted to the Commissioner before the next AGM. The election results were this way. Kikuyu Zone, Ruth Wambui Kariuki, proposed by John Gaido, seconded by Michael Kangede. Zakaria Buru Munyambo was also elected. John Samuel Jogona, and Abraham Hingagidie and Simon Wainaina. Then from Derry, we had Geoffrey Kariuki Jogona, Bidan Nyoro Gidua, Jane Wanjiko Jiro. Keno, we had Mr. John Moini. The DCO requested the newly elected members to assemble outside and elect the chairman, vice chairman, secretary, and the treasurer. Supervisory committee, the 3 supervisory committee members were returned and opposed after being proposed by member number Mr. Samuel Nyanja and seconded by Mr. Thomas Kibe. The new board were as follows: Madam Ruth Wambui Kariuki, chairperson; Mr. John Moini Waweru, vice chair; Mr. Abraham Hingagidhia, honorary secretary; Mr. Geoffrey Kariuki Jogona, the treasurer; Mrs. Jane Wanjiko Jiro, board member; Mr. Zakaria Munyambo Boro, board member; Mr. John Samuel Jogona, board member; Mr. Simon Patrick Wainaina, board member; Mr. Bida Nyoro Gidua, board member. They were given a chance to address the members. Bylaw amendments, the next minute was on the bylaw amendments. Members resolved and proposed that amendments be done and presented to the commissioner as requested. DCO's address, handing over, the DCO informed the incoming and outgoing board members to meet Monday so that there can be a handing over exercise. Nris Housing Cooperative Society Limited will be registered as a separate entity from NRS ACO. Inquiry. The DCO reminded the incoming board members that whoever will be mentioned in the inquiry will automatically be removed from the board. The DCO declared the new board to take charge. The chief officer, Mr. Jenga, promised to offer 1-day free governance training to the new board. He also promised that staff require customer service and personnel development training. He appealed to the new board to work hand in hand cooperatively. He gave assurance of collateral safety and that they will be handed over as required. The DCO declared the meeting closed at 2 and that was the end of the business last day. Thank you for listening to me. It was long.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hingo. Now, for the sake of time, I ask that we go very fast and propose and second this minute. And I ask that because of time, anyone who has any notes, you can note on the behind. That book has a note. Then we can go forward because we only have 1 hour remaining with us. Please let us adopt the minutes with having proposal and seconder. Yes. Samuel. Yes, Samuel Nyanja. Thank you, Nyanja. Thank you very much, Samuel Nyanja. Let's get a seconder, please. Yes, madam. Jacinta Washira, 479, yeah? For the notice and the minutes. Thank you very much. Now, let's go on for the special general meeting minutes. Let's get a proposal on that one in seconder, please. Yes, Kibe? Sorry? 1275, proposer. Seconder, please. Yes, please. 231. Seconder. Thank you very much. Now, for the sake of time, I've said, if you have any notes, you can write behind this book. There is a note, and also on your notebook, you can note it down. Then we deal with it after this. Now, going forward, I would want to invite the chair to give a speech. And you understand that it will be very fast because of the time. And I ask that every time you touch the mic, be it this one or that one, please sanitize the next, sanitize the bottle that is next to observe the COVID-19 protocol. Thank you.
Once again, for those who are not here, I say karibu sana, and I greet you all. The Sub-County Cooperative Officer, members, fellow board of directors, and staff, good morning. I take this opportunity to sincerely welcome you to this important day, being our 28th annual general meeting, which is specifically organized to review our previous year performance. I also sincerely thank our chief guest and our distinguished guests for accepting and finding time today to attend and grace this important occasion for our circle. Members, with your valuable guidance and positive contribution to the circle objectives and strategies, we commit to continuously improve our circle operations by providing strategic guidance, thus becoming more competitive to our competitors. I would like to highlight a few areas of importance during the year under review. 1, membership growth. Distinguished members, in the last 2 years, my board has put in place policies and increased staff training on customer service to ensure that our members receive optimal customer experience. The board understood that high-quality customer care is instrumental to cultivating and retaining members, especially in the circle competitive industry. Due to such measures, the circle has continued to enjoy tremendous growth in terms of membership to a size of 9,848 members, as at the close of the year 2020. I appeal to members to support the circle in referring new members, and together we will grow the circle. Number 2, building of NRIS head office. Honorable members, in our strategic plan and acceleration toward growth and expansion, the circle is proposing to construct an office block in Derry. This new construction will house our head office and branch as we look to cut costs and realize the value of the money in our current head office. We have over the years trained our offices in Kikuyu branch to host all the relevant departments, and this has not been easy. The building where our head office sits is on lease, and when the lease expired, renewal of the new lease attracted increased rent, forcing us to strategize again and plan for the future of the circle. Distinguished members, building a head office at Nderi will ensure the circle utilize our undeveloped land and convert it to an earning asset. And now call upon new members to support us in this new vision as we forge the future of our circle together. Nris Housing. In the continued effort to improve our member financial needs, the board has taken steps to start the Nris Housing with the interim members appointed in all the zones. Over the last year, 2020, these interim members and a few board members have had several meetings to come up with the bylaws, and also they met with National Cooperative Housing Union, that is NACHU, to help in the registration process. Honorable members, it's now a new dawn for the SACCO to also have housing cooperative, which will be completely independent from the SACCO. Number 4, Sigona 1507. Honorable members, when we took the office, we saw an oath of office to protect the SACCO assets and help grow the SACCO as we grow our members. This duty that we pledged to you, we took it seriously, and it is in our review that we noticed some of the Sigona plots were never paid in full. The board has taken gallant steps to recover some of the plots which were never paid for in full and others partially paid to ensure that the SACCO property is not lost. Number 5, inquiry. Honorable members, during our last AGM, you tasked us through the Ministry of Cooperatives to conduct an inquiry to ascertain the issues raised during the last special general meeting. I am pleased to inform you that the inquiry was conducted and the report tabled to the Commissioner, awaiting presentation to you by the Ministry of Cooperatives. Due to the limited time allocated by the Ministry for the AGM, the report will not be presented today, but soon the SACCO will be convening a meeting to present the report to you. Number 6, capital raising initiatives. In the quest to steer forward the SACCO growth, tapping into the present opportunities effectively and efficiently, serving our members, the board has taken thoughtful effort to strengthen the SACCO capacity to raise both share capital and call deposits to support the ever-growing demand for credit from our members. In the near future, the board will be launching an initiative to raise funds from the current prospective members. The beauty of this core deposit is that it can be refunded after maturity, convertible or rolled back. I appeal to you to take this advantage and invest in this high-yielding facility once launched. Honorable members, capital adequacy still remains a major challenge for the SACCO, and the board is proposing to increase the share capital from the minimum 9,000 to Kenya shillings 15,000 in the next 5 years to help substantially grow the SACCO core capital. Board member suspension. Honorable members, the board members' conduct in the office should be in line with the SACCO core values and as per the bylaws of the SACCO. During the year under review, the board suspended 3 board members based on their integrity on the conduct to the SACCO business. Appreciation. I wish to sincerely appreciate your support and patronage. Indeed, we would not be where we are today without the consistent and equal loyalty and confidence that you have for us. We are looking forward to serving you better. My board, management staff, and the entire NRIS SACCO fraternity says a big thank you for the support of over 9,000 members. We commit ourselves to growing member value and providing member-focused product, services, and unprecedented member experience. Lastly, I thank you, fellow board members, and our employees for your contribution, dedication, and support as we together propel this great organization to higher heights. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Sanitizer. Thank you very much for that quick one. Going forward, please let's adopt this one and get a proposer and seconder for the chair speech. Please, members, for the sake of time, let's get a proposer and seconder. Thank you. Name and membership number? John? Member number? 3099. Seconder? Yes? 57? Name is? Geoffrey Kuria. Quickly, I will invite the CEO to give us his quickly, then followed by the supervisory report.
Good morning, members. I want to touch on the key areas because of time. I will go to the introduction. The cooperative officer, our board members, my fellow staff, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I take this opportunity to welcome you to NRI's 28th annual general meeting. Distinguished members, this meeting creates a platform for the society to make key financial strategies, decisions that can lead the circle of financial growth in line with our vision and mission. Performance has been the top priority of NRI staff and the board members, and last year performance is evident of their commitment and excellence despite the many challenges we faced. 2020 has been a challenging year for all of us, and will be remembered as the year COVID-19 pandemic shook the world. Throughout the year, though the year brought out critical pain points, NRS management would like to thank you, distinguished members, for your resilience, trust, and support as we write the history and celebrate this achievement together. It gives me great honor and pleasure to present this report, among other things, review the performance for the year 2020 and strategies for the year 2021. On the information technology, I want to touch on the areas that we have learned over the mobile banking. You now can withdraw on the mobile banking, and also you can borrow through your mobile phone. We're also looking at launching the InterSwitch, which will be helping you transfer money through the TGS from your SACCO account to the other banks. We're also looking at the NRS engines in banking to help increase SACCO service provision. Checkbooks. We've partnered with Cooperative Bank to enable the SACCO app checkbooks because of the challenges that we've realized our members are facing, especially on when you are borrowed a huge amount of money and you now want to transact elsewhere through our reach of where our reach of branches are not there. We find it a challenge for our members, whereby they are withdrawing all the money taken to a commercial bank, so at least they're able to transact elsewhere. So with the checkbooks and ATMs, they will come to sort that. On lending, I will touch on the growth as compared to the year 2019 and 2020. On loan portfolio, we grew with 22,092,408. In loans to members, we usually lend to members grew by that 681,825 in the year 2020. Repayment also grew with 13,820,235. Asset growth, the year 2020, we grew our assets with 49,894,180. Our dream and our quest and our big ask to you members is to support us in this ambitious strategic plan that we are looking to grow our asset base from the current 449 million as at close of 2020 to 1 billion as at close of the year 2025. On loan performance, COVID-19 pandemic and the prevalence to our businesses and especially on the hospitality industry has seen our own performance declining by 20% in the year 2020. So the SACCO is also tightening grip on the members that are not affected by COVID-19 directly, but are also not paying their loans promptly. So we encourage our members to pay promptly to increase the liquidity for the SACCO when the needs for other members come. Our provisioning stands at 12,795,000, and this is something that we must be also, we members, look to addressing. Cost cutting. Since the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, it has been difficult to increase revenue in the current environment. The real opportunity of improving revenue margins lies on cost reduction and in our various expenses like administrative expenses, personnel expenses, governance expenses. I'm pleased to inform you that the SACCO management is in full gear to continuously minimize this cost, even more by digitizing its operations and lowering our expenditure. For the SACCO to further mitigate the challenges caused by COVID-19, the management reduced the lending to members to caution the SACCO from more defaults since the businesses are closed like hospitality industry and schools. This has This affected our growth in interest income and in turn reducing our SACCO surplus. Currently, SACCO expenses stands at 74% as compared to income. But the management is putting a lot of measures to reduce this, even 50%. Some of the challenges that we faced during the year is decrease in deposit mobilization by members, information system associated challenges because of the ever-changing needs in the cities, the liquidity challenges is sought as from the low deposits, the capital adequacy, increase in default due to COVID-19 prevalence in our members and economic factors that are affecting both members and the SACCO nationally. Still, competitions remain stiff, but we're also looking to compete with other financial institutions. In conclusion, honorable members, on behalf of Nris SACCO, I wish to take this humble moment to thank and appreciate you for the unwavering support, trust, and sense of partnership you have provided us over the years and entrusting us with your savings. We look forward to your commitment and cooperation. Thank you. May God bless you, and may God bless Nris SACCO.
Thank you very much, Bona CEO. Moving on, let's get a proposer and seconder to adopt that. Yes? 191. Proposer, seconder? Sorry? We cannot hear you. Number? 152.99. Okay, thank you very much. So quickly we go into the supervisory report. And we are getting a highlight on that report for the sake of time.
Wanachama hamjambo? Kwa sababu ya masaa nitasoma tu introduction na conclusion. The board chairperson, invited guests, honorable members, fellow directors, staff members present, ladies and gentlemen, the Supervisory Committee has the pleasure to table its annual report to the members of the Nris SACCO. This report is based on the work and observation of the Supervisory Committee during the year 2019 to 2020, as well as in the previous years. It is our sincere hope that members will closely and favorably consider several recommendations that the Supervisory Committee makes in this report and move a relevant motion for their adoption, for the sole purpose of exerting both the business and shareholders' return at the Nris SACCO. Tumeangalia mikakati yote ambayo imewekwa na tumeona the board imeobserve mambo mingi ambao tumefurahia na tunawasupport. Upande wa performance, the board imefanya bidii, lakini tunasema ingefanya hata zaidi, isipokuwa walikuwa na shida wakati waliingia, na Madam Chair ame-highlight kwamba hata kuna waboard watatu ambao walingatuka kwa sababu ya nidhamu na mambo ingine. Otherwise, the performance imekuwa mzuri. Pia tunasema kuna vitu mingi ambao wanafaa wafanye, ndio ile shilingi tunaleta kwa SACCO inasalishwa vizuri. Kwa hivyo tumewaambia ile mikakati watafanya na marketing ambao wanafaa wafanye. Upande wa loan performance, tumeangalia na tukaona hakuna mtu ambaye alikuja kuomba loan akanyimwa, na loan zote na pesa za kupeana loan zilikuwa, na tumefanya bidii kila mtu apate haki yake. Lakini kwa upande wa malipo, watu bado wanajikokota. Malipo ya loan imevividia kidogo, na tunawahimiza members wachukue loan, lakini pia walipe kwa muda ambao wamewekewa, kwa sababu ni kulipa tu kwa loan ambao kunatuwezesha performance yetu ikuwe mzuri. Kwa hivyo tuko na mikakati ambao tumeambia board ifanye ili kuhakikisha kwamba zile loan ambao hazilipwi zimelipwa kwa wakati ufaao bila kupoteza wakati na kupoteza pesa mingi ambao tumewahi kupoteza. Wa upande wa service ya members, tumewahimiza pia waangalie maslahi ya members. Wa members wamehudumiwa vizuri lakini pia tunasema kuna room of improvement, na tunawahimiza pia kuna vitu tumeweka pale including training ambao wanafaa wafanye. Pia tumewaambia kuna maripoti mingi sana ambao imewahi kupatiwa board members, na pia malalamiko ya members ambao inafaa nimewafikia, na inafaa wawe wanasitatua kwa wakati ambao unaofaa. Kwa upande wa compliances tumefurahi kwa sababu all the regulatory bodies including cooperatives, ministry and SASRA tumeajibika vilivyo, na tumewahi kuwa tumefanya kazi kulingana na wadhibu ambao wa hizo regulations. Lakini kuna kitu nataka kuemphasize, capital adequacy ambao Madam Chair aliongea kuhusu, na hii pengine mnaweza niruhusu nisome kidogo. The institutional capital to total asset ratio will stand at 7.3 compared to a standard ratio of 8% after dividend. Supervisory committee is therefore appealing to the members to support the board resolution of increasing share capital from 9 to 15,000. We are also encouraging members to increase their savings and through through share deposits. In conclusion, our opinion based on our audits carried out in the year 2020, the SACCO internal control, though not fully addressed, remain a challenge but are adequate in preventing the occurrence of fraud and errors. The Supervisory Committee wishes to applaud the board and the staff for their unmatched dedication directed to the daily operation of the SACCO. As a result of the combined energies, we have maintained the good return on our savings despite the prevailing economic challenges. We, however, call upon the board and the staff to continue pressing on, as the economic environment and COVID-19 are not likely to change in the foreseeable future. The Supervisory Committee appreciates the unwavering support that we continue to receive from the NRS SACCO members. Your trust and support has given the committee invaluable courage in the performance of our strenuous duties. We wish to assure the honorable members of our commitment to execute the oversight mandate without fear or favor for the sole benefit of NRS SACCO. Thank you.
Asante sana. That is the supervisory chair. We would like to adopt that by getting proposer and seconder. Yes? $38, $37. Seconder? Yes. $20.53.16. Sorry? Okay, we can't hear you from this end. Is it 20.53.16? Okay, thank you very much. Now, moving on quickly, let's go to our auditors, Bill Smith. Karibu. After the auditors, I will ask our treasurer to be ready and come and go on with the declaring of the dividends and honoraria. Thank you.
The chairperson of the board members, distinguished guests, members present, good morning. I'm Eric Boma from Bill Smith and Company. We are external auditors under the financial year under review. I'm with my colleague Geoffrey. Members will go in the last HF. We appointed Bill Smith and Company as your external auditors for the year ending 31st December 2020. Having accomplished our mandate under the engagement, I'm here today to present to you the audited financial statements for the year ending 31st December 2020, which comprises of which comprises of the statement of comprehensive income, statement of financial position, statistical information, in that order, and lastly, the independent auditor's report. In that regard, I request we turn to page 35 of the annual report. Page 35, we have the statement of comprehensive income. I'll be presenting comparative figures, that is for the year 2020 and that of the year 2019. Revenue, interest on loans and advances. The year 2019 was 53,893,444. The year 2020, 51,846,771. That translates to a reduction by 3.8%. Other interest income. The year 2019, page 35. We are on page 35. Are we together? Other interest income. The year 2019, 144,356. The year 2020, 1,052,288. An increase of 698%. Total interest income. The year 2019, 54,037,800. The year 2020, 52,999,059. Interest expense. The year 2019, 14,711,128. The year 2020, 13,813,294. Net interest income. The year 2019, 39,326,672. The year 2020, 39,185,765. At operating income, 1,243,526 in the year 2019. The year 2020, 2,814,633. Non-operating income. This was profit on disposal. It was for the year 2020, 269,370. Dividend income. The year 2019, 347,748. Year 2020, 269,315. Administration expenses. That's 6,557,190. Year 2020, 35,935,122. A reduction by 1.7%. Finance cost, 3,723,938. The year 2020, 1,479,240. Net operating surplus before tax, 636,818. The year 2019, 5,124,721. That's an increase by 705%. Income tax expense, 74,267. The year 2020, 306,065. Donations, 3,010. The year 2019, none the current year. Net surplus for the year, 559,541. The year 2020, 4,818,656. These are comprehensive figures. For more information, they are the notes attached there from page 43. Like now, note number 14 touches on interest on loans and advances. so you'll look at it later. Let's turn to page 36, where we have the statement of financial position. The same, I'll be reading comparative figures for 2019 and 2020. For the notes, you'll find them from page 41. Cash and cash equivalents, 29,591,057. The year 2020, 45,882,508. Prepayments and sundry receivables, 1,563,741. 5,136,685. Loans to members. Year 2019, 245,800,520. 266,509,525. Other financial assets. 2,965,984. 3,227,719. Property, plant, and equipment, 125,964,969. Year 2021, 29,137,743. Total assets, 405,884,271. Year 2024, 49,894,180. That translates to an increase by 10.8%. Liabilities, member deposits, 324,323,694, 344,008,117. Taxation, 74,267, 306,065 in the year 2020. Payables and accruals, 4,445,238. Year 2021, 1,055,698. Interest-bearing liabilities, 11,269,589. 31,713,881. Proposed interest on member deposits, 11,249,417. 9,210,835. Total liabilities, 351,362,185. The year 2020, 6,294,597. Equity, share capital. Year 2019, 24,609,772. 27,544,592. An increase by 1.7%. Statutory reserve, 21,044,315. 22,008,046. Revenue reserve, 2,310,074. 5,320,492. MDF, 3,122,150. The year 2025, 5,468. Dividend account and bonus and honoraria, 1,343,975. 1,762,660. The year 2020. Revenue reserve, 1,109,535. 1,214,748. Year 2020. Fair value reserve, 263,735. The year 2020. Capital reserve, 19,231. There was no change. Shareholders funds, 53,640,052. Year 2020, 63,599,583. An increase by 18%. Total equity and liabilities, 405,000, 2,236, 449,000, 894,180. Let's turn to page 27. Page 27, where we have the statistical information. The financials, they have been captured in the statement of financial position and also in the statement of comprehensive income. I would like to look at the key ratios. The key ratios, as we can see, the SACCO has met the threshold set by the regulator, except on the liquidity ratio, which is on 13%. The minimum required is 15%. There is no big difference, but it's important that the threshold set by the regulator should be met. And I could suggest maybe if you slightly reduce the amount of loans issued to members and retain more cash so that you can be able to meet the threshold for liquidity ratio. Let's turn to page 30. Independent auditors report to members of NRS SACCO Society Limited. Opinion. We have audited the accompanying financial statements of NRS SACCO Society Limited, which comprises of the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2020, statement of comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and the statements of cash flows for the year then ended, and the notes and summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. In our opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material respects or give a true and fair view of the financial position of the society as at 31st December 2020 and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with international financial reporting standards. Key audit matter. Key audit matters are those matters that in our professional judgment were of most significance in our audit of the financial statements of the current period. These matters were addressed in the context of our audit of the financial statements as a whole, and informing our opinion thereon, and we do not provide a separate opinion on these matters. The SACCO has made tremendous improvement towards fixing all gaps in its control environment, except that some improvement is deemed necessary in the running of its credit cycle. Credit cycle represents a very crucial process in the overall business of the SACCO, and it is critical that efforts be made towards ensuring an efficient delivery of the process to mitigate an inherent credit risk exposure. Against this background, as read by our observations culminating from the assurance process, the SACCO should at all times strive to protect and defend its mainstay as confided in the credit business. This matter was discussed with the board, and there is no doubt that the scaling of the SACCO's business will be heightened and its overall vision realized. Members, from the audit we carried out, among the issues which we raised that we felt should be addressed by the SACCO in order to improve performance, one of the issues we considered of most significance is the issue touching on the credit cycle. And remember, the credit cycle is the mainstay of the SACCO. That's why we are urging the SACCO to take all efforts to ensure that the credit business is protected. This is through adherence to the credit policy, ensuring that loans granted are repaid. As you can see from the statement of comprehensive income, interest on loans and advances reduced. This can be attributed to one, there could be issues in appraisal, payments are not being made. That's why we are arching the circle. That's why we are addressing this credit cycle issue as being significant in our audit, and we are urging the circle to take our efforts to ensure that the credit business is protected. Lastly, the engagement partner, that's on page 32. The engagement partner responsible for the audit resulting in this independent auditor's report is CPA Dr. Bill Smith Wanjoy, practicing number 770, Bill Smith and Company, Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. Madam Chair, that is the audited financial statements which are presented to the members. In case of any issue, we could clarify. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Stand here, just wait. Now, members, that is Bill Smith. These are the people who audit the circle. Now, maybe we have 2 minutes that anyone would want to ask a very pressing question to Bill Smith. Because these are your auditors. If we are okay, then we get a proposal in seconder to this one, please. Okay, thank you. Yes? Yes. Noted. Thank you. Let us get a proposal and seconder on this one. For the sake of time, yes? 316? 770. Gibson. Thank you. Seconder? $35.48. Fred, thank you very much, Fred. Now, swiftly, let's go on to Mr. Treasurer.
Okay, hamjambo. Okay, the next issue is the issue of dividend and interest and honoraria. If we go to page 42, let us go to page 42. Note number 11, the proposed rebates, interest on capital. We have dividend on share capital. That is 962,661. We also have interest on members' deposit, 9,210,835. The interest on members' deposit, 9,210,835. This is what will be calculated at the rate of 3.3% on your share deposit at the end of the financial year 2020. The other one, your dividend on share capital, we are giving it at 3.5 on your share capital. Share capital currently is 9,000, so it is 3.5% on the 9,000. That is automatically what the member will get once it is paid out. We need to get a proposal and a seconder for the dividends and honoraria. We get a proposal and a seconder. Okay, member number 37. 9761, Aris Wabuinganga. We get a seconder. Member number 479. Okay. For their share capital. Okay, Mainge.
Good afternoon again. We have members with a share capital of 64,000 as the highest. We also have a member with a share capital of 45. This is the capital growth initiative that we're calling the circle to increase the share capital from the minimum of 9,000 to the maximum of 15,000. So these members with high share capital, they are still getting at the same rate as the 3.5. So it will be 3.5% of the amount that you have. The capping is on the minimum. We want to have a minimum of 15,000. So it doesn't mean that you can't have 100,000 or so. So for the growth of the circle, we also need to increase from the minimum to what you can be able to support the circle with.
We get were you seconding? Yeah, seconded by Jacinta, member number 479. Okay, the next agenda is the agenda for appointment of auditors for the financial year ended 31st December 2021. Kulingana na sheria, the annual general meeting is responsible for appointing the auditor who will audit the books of account for the next preceding year. And the mandate of the board is to present at least some names who have expressed the willingness on the responsibility to audit the books of account. If you go to our financial book on page 46, the board has floated 3 names. The first name is the name of Bill Smith and Company. The other name is Bio Muhia and Associate. And the third name is Mazaz. Okay, Bill Smith wametoka. Okay, sasa, because we are supposed to discuss them, ikiwa wametoka. Out of the 3 names, the AGM is supposed to select or to give a direction with at least 1 name. And also it is also good to remind and it is also good to indicate, according to the charges, Bill Smith are charging Kenya shillings 250,000, or inclusive. Mazars are charging 395,850, and we have Bio Muhia and Associate, who is charging 243,600, or inclusive. If I say all inclusive, it is inclusive of VAT. Those are the charges. So we need direction from you. Okay, charges are, it's also good to note, Bill Smith and Company, mwenye ametusomea hesabu siku ya leo, he is proposing to charge us 250,000, or inclusive. The second one, Bio Muhia and Associate, is proposing to charge us 243,600. And the last one, who is Mazaz, is expressing the interest at 395,850. So we need an election there. Members? Okay, there is a proposal from Mr. Kibe, and twende na wenye wako chini, ni Biu Muhea and Associate. Any other member with a contrary opinion? Yes? Karibia mic hapo. There is a mic there. One 13209. I think Mr. Waitimu is proposing that chip may be expensive, and it is the board that knows maybe the performance or how the auditors are performing. Also, there is also, yes? Member number? Yes. Name? Joseph Rekuria. Geoffrey. Any other opinion? There is a proposal from Mr. Kibe that we give the lowest. There is a proposal from Geoffrey that sababu bills amefanya kazi and kama anaweza endelea. Okay, Mainge, you need to guide us. You had been working with them.
In my opinion, Bill Smith has done quite a good job, but we also need to see the SACCON moving from the old way of reporting to you to the international financial standards level. And at that point, I would like to have either from a different auditor who will steer the SACCON to that level. So my proposal would be either on the Marcellus or Bio and Moya.
Okay. That is the proposal from our CEO. You see the CEO, once the auditor comes to the office, they are able to work hard in hard, and he's mentioning about the issue of IFRS, that is International Financial Reporting Standards, and his opinion was either to deal with any other, that is number 2 or number 3. We'll give the lowest. Do we give the lowest? Okay, we get a proposal for the lowest. We give the lowest? Okay, Mr. Kibe. We get the second. Geoffrey. Okay. The next agenda is the agenda for the borrowing power. There is a proposal from the board. Our current borrowing power is 50 million. And the board has a proposal of requesting the AGM to consider this. The board wanted the consideration to be at Kenya shillings 150 million because of the following reasons. The auditor has highlighted we had some of the issues that are required by our regulator, who is SASRA. And the CEO's report has touched on the issue of capital adequacy. We have now started the issue of mobile banking, meaning the loan quest is on the higher side. Our loan book is almost 285 million. And if we are able to read more, we cannot have the issue of inadequate capital. So we are requesting the members to consider this, the issue of borrowing power to be raised from 50 million to 150 million to enable us operate. So we require to hear from members about the issue of the borrowing power.
Rest on this. Yes. The issue of borrowing power. If you look at our budget on the interest income, the budget, the first thing is the interest income. There is interest on BOSA loans. We are looking at interest of 84,600,000. For us to be able to meet this and the planned growth, we need at least every month to disburse loans worth 50 million. Currently, our own repayment stands at 30 million per month. So, for us to grow, we need some extra money because of also the increased borrowing from the members. So that's why we are calling you to increase the borrowing power from where we are at 50 to 150 so that we can be able to support you better.
Okay, Mr. Kibe.
Members, hamjaboni. Leo andũ aitũ nĩ maragia gĩthũngũ gũkĩra gĩkũyũ na gũkĩra gĩthweri. Ndiũĩ kana nĩ gũthoma mathomete gũtũkĩra kana nĩ atĩa gwathire ndiũĩ nĩ atĩa. Tondũ matahũragĩrĩria ona twari questwo twarĩrio gĩthweri harĩa matirĩ maretĩkĩra. Nĩ sawa sawa? Na no kwa amwe matiraigua gĩthũngũ kĩu ta maitũ na andũ arĩa angĩ. Tũrerwo ũhoro wa borrowing power, ũhoro wa gũkomba mbeca iria tũciagĩrĩirwo gũkorwo igĩkombwo nĩguo tũgacoka na ithuĩ tũgeka atĩa? Tugakorwo tũgĩthiĩ gũkomba thĩinĩ wa sacco itũ. Tondũ ti mbeca magĩkorwo nacio ciao nĩguo matuĩke atĩa? Nĩ gũkomba makomba nĩguo matũcoke na ithuĩ tuĩke atĩa? Tũkomberwo. Nĩho maroria atĩrĩrĩ. Sorry? Nitumie Kiswahili? Nitumie Kiswahili? Oh, msungumuza Kiswahili, watasungumuza. Sawa. Ndivyo tunaulizwa hivi. Tukubali tuwapee nguvu na uwezo wa kupandisha ile pesa walikuwa nakopa mbele milioni 50 itoke kwa milioni 50 ifike kwa milioni 150. Sababu ni hii, ndivyo wanatuelezea pale. Ingine mimi nasikia, ingine napotea. Wanatuambia tunapokopa pesa wanapungukiwa na pesa, sababu vile tunakopa na rate ya juu kuliko kile wanacho. Si ni sawa sawa? Si tunaelewana hiyo? Tunakopa zaidi ya kile wako nacho. Wanafikia mahali wanapungukiwa. So wanatuomba tukubali, tuwakubalishe wapate kuwa na nguvu ya kukopa milioni 150. Si ni sawa?
Ndio wale ambao wana uwezo wa kuchukua pesa mingi. So ndio tunawaambia ndio tuweze maintain hiyo borrowing yenu na ongezeko ya maombi yenu ya loan. Tuomba mtu ongezee kutoka milioni 50 to milioni 150.
Yes, Jacinta. Okay, just to respond. If you look at page 30, auditor akipata kuko na issue kwa ofisi, there is what we call key audit matter that must be iko supposed to reportiwa to members. Ero the reportero kwe members direct. Ako igatiriri, hena issue ya gukorwo tukiheana mbia, tukiheana cirege kurihika ri. Risk no ikorwo iguru. Kuringana na auditor tondu aroraga mwaka ucio uria uhana. Nitui there was this pandemic of COVID. Wakorwo repayment uria tura expectaga andu makorwo makiriha matikoretwo makiri, nitukuririkana kwambia COVID ya mbia mweri wa 3 2020. We had a circular tukiate gutie mundu tugu charge penalties. Nuko ndureka atia? Nuko ndunahota kuriha. No igwera tuonire the pandemic has gone on the lower side. Kwambia December. Tukiate riri interest andu ni mekuriha uria marihaga na nitukwambia gu charge penalties. Tego na bizo tu members tura mahe AC interest on their deposit. Koroni turari na uria gu charge go penalties. Maybe fige grade igo tugihota kuheana mbia nyingi. Riu go wakora mundu wakombete roni na miaka 2 ni aturehera marwa tumwikirira schedule tuka extend. No anyita na sio ni atwira wega tuheanaga o mweri hakuhi 50,000 kiria members marihaga ona kwina COVID sioka kido milioni 25 milioni 30. So no gia tumenye mundu ria na mu member dagioka kombe bia tumwire gutire bia nikio tura request AGM matu approve ni undu wa issue ya borrowing power ona higo kurari na borrowing power ya 50 million. The maximum we have borrowed higura tuigirite wafici tuborete 42 million whereby na turako tukira uria kwagire tukona atiriri no tuthi tukombe roni handu ruria tukuhota gukorwo tukiana na rate at least ona njegegega tondu twakoria ithu tukiikira gwakomba go Cusco. Iyo ni explanation Mrs. Washira. Mr. Nyanja?
Treasurer?
Yes.
Nĩ tondũ nĩ mũkoretwo mũkĩruta wĩra na milioni 50 na gũtirĩ mũndũ ũrĩ waga mbeca. No rĩrĩ 150 itiagĩthiĩ igũrũ mũno, ndũreke tũmũhe igana ikĩrĩ njega. Angĩkorwo kinyo na rĩ mũtinani na 50 rĩ bwana Treasurer, ĩtĩkai tũmũhe igana. Rĩachomo nĩ rĩega. Thank you.
See you. Okay. Mike hapo nyuma.
Okay, nĩthengio. Gũkũra gwa sacco kana gũkũra kwa any company, especially the lending company sacco teno itu uko depend wa turaheana mbeca. Tũngĩheana mbeca nyinyi no gũtũte gũkũra na no guo hihi tũtekũhota gũthiĩ na mbere na ihenya. Kwoguo rĩ niĩ ingiuga tuongerere mbeca even up to 150 million angĩkorwo inyuĩ enyewe as the board or rather the CEO nĩ mũkũhota kũngania mbeca na kũheaga mũndũ wothe mbeca ũrĩa ũkũhota kũrĩha. Thank you.
Kuna wewe mwingine?
Member number 1399, John Kamaundere, Dairy Branch. Mimi kwa kuchangia nilikuwa nataka niseme hivi. Katika borrowing power hatuwezi kwenda beyond 100%. Sababu kulingana na hesabu yenu mnaweza kuangalia mahali mlitoka from January mpaka December. Payment yenu ilikuwa ikilipa kivipi, na ndio hamkuweza hata kufaulu 50 million ya last year or so. Kwa hivyo wakati tunakopa mjue tutakata the borrowing power, pesa zile tunaitisha kule, alafu we clear this and then we proceed. Itakuwa ni mzigo mkubwa kwa nyinyi, kwa sababu at the end of the day kama tukimkubali mara 3 itaenda izindi mwaka ujao uwe nini, na ndio mnasikia kwa bank tunakuaga stacked. Kwa hivyo mimi yangu ni kusema tuongeze 30% beyond on top of what you had last year. That's all I had in mind.
Mwingine hapo?
AGM ĩngĩtuokĩte rĩ, hĩndĩ ĩyo twaheagwo mirioni 5. Ngĩũria ũrĩa warĩ mũnene hĩndĩ ĩyo ngĩmũria atĩrĩrĩ, bata wa kũhe mirioni 5 rĩ, njoke nyume haha thiĩ Equity rĩ, ngombe rĩ, njoke nyume haha thiĩ cooperative rĩ, ngombe rĩ, interest yao rĩngĩ ĩkoragwo ĩnene ona gũkĩra ĩno ya gũkũ rĩ. Ngĩona nĩ bata ũrĩa mũnene rĩ, angĩkorwo sacco nĩ ĩrahe mirioni 10 rĩ, ndige gũtinda ngĩthiĩ bengi ingĩ. Na nikio gĩatũmire muongerere mirioni 7. I think I proposed that the last time twacemanĩtie. Rĩu rĩ, magĩtia 150 rĩ, ngwĩciria nĩ marorete makona itiratũigana. Na tondũ magĩũka gũtũhe nĩ makoragwo moete valuation ya kĩrĩa ũraneana rĩ. I think for me, ingiuga 150 ti njũru. Member 13759.
13759, Gina? Okay. Wacha tupate mwingine, 2 more. I'll give 2 more.
Member number 191. Mimi nitashukuru madam huyo member ongea hapa kwa sababu member hawatoshani. Kuna member angetaka hata milioni 200 kama sako inaweza mpatia. Lakini kama sako haina hiyo milioni 200 itakuwa shida kwa huyo member ambaye anaweza lipa kupata milioni 200. Kwa hivyo mimi hata proposal yangu nilikuwa nafikiria if we give them borrowing power ya 300 million, sio kusema ati watatumia 300 million. Hiyo ni range ambayo wanaweza kulingana na vile mwawapatia jukumu la to borrow. So borrowing power does not mean spending power. Hatuwapatii nguvu kwa sababu wako na milioni 150 waende tu watumie kwa sababu iko. Lakini tunawapatia jukumu la kujilinda wenyewe na kulinda mali yetu na ku make sure that ukienda kuchukua pesa utapata pesa. Sio vizuri ukitaka milioni 7 unaambiwa the only available money ni milioni 1 na wewe uko na power ya kulipa. So I propose hata hiyo pesa tuongezee ikuwe 250 million, lakini ikiwa 150 million for the time being ni sawa sawa tu. Asanteni.
Okay. Member number?
Borrowing power ya 150 does not mean that they must give loans to 150. It will depend with the needs of the members. We given one, we find maybe members wale wanataka loan itakuwa 100. But it's always good to have a better ceiling ile itasaidia just in case members need loans. And as my sister said here, sometimes we find ourselves getting loans from all over, from other circles, from other microfinances. Yet, if we borrowed from this circle, we are going to make the circle to earn more. And at the end of the year, our dividends will go up. So my proposal would be, we agree on 150, that is the ceiling, and in case by end of next year, things will be better, then we can go up. After all, what are we doing? This is a finance institution where the main work is to make money. It is to make money, sell money to people and make interest. So that was my proposal. Thank you.
Okay. Kuna proposals tofauti na nĩ ũndũ wa mathaa tondũ tũrahetwo mathaa merĩ na ndona makĩrire. Hena proposal ya 30 increase na 30%, hena proposal ya 150 ĩrĩa board tũra-requestaga, and nĩ tũkwenda tũgĩe na the way forward nĩguo ĩminĩtwo a resolution ya AGM ya ũmũthĩ.
Rĩrĩa mwaria Gĩkũyũ nĩ twahingũka na nĩ twaigua ũrĩa mũrauga. Rĩrĩa mwaria Gĩthweri nĩ twanyita ũrĩa.
Put on your mask.
Rĩu nguga atĩrĩrĩ.
Mask.
Okay, ndĩrauga atĩrĩrĩ, rĩrĩa mwaria Gĩkũyũ nĩ twanyita kaũndũ Gĩkũyũ-inĩ, na rĩrĩa mwaria Gĩthweri nĩ twanyita kaũndũ Gĩthweri-inĩ. Gĩthũngũ mũno kĩmwe nĩ gĩtũhĩngĩcaga. Hakwa ndĩrona atĩrĩrĩ, tũrekereiria inyuĩ mwĩriko kĩrĩa mũrenda nĩgetha na ithuĩ tũteithĩke rĩ. Nguona hatarĩ na thĩna, tondũ no ta nyamũ ĩrĩa tũrerwo BBI, tũreherwo ithuĩ mbeca tũteithĩke. Ha mũikana mũkĩgaya irio na itiratũigana. Thengiũ.
Member number 13603. Name? John Keharanganga. Ntuge na dissolution. Aria aingĩ maroiga kũringana na kĩrĩa board ĩra request, tondũ right now na ndigũmũhaĩra itiĩire tene tũraheana milioni 5 tũroka milioni 7 na rĩu twĩna andũ marenda milioni 10. Nona society no ĩrathiĩ gĩkaga atĩa? Na ithuĩ mwena ũyũ ũngĩ tũgĩkũhe milioni 10 no nginya ũkorwo nĩ ũratuonia capability and ability to pay. Na security nĩ mũkũririkana twaricovire valuation ile kwa ni professional value. Tunyitithanĩtie maũndũ macio mothe na due diligence rĩ. We shall tũrĩheanaga rũni rũrĩa rwekĩte atĩa? Rwagĩrĩire. Tondũ hingo tũrarĩ na 50 million. Tũngĩrathiĩ gũkomba tũraheaga andũ 5. Tondũ the maximum tũheanĩte milioni 7. Nona rĩu arũni tũnini tũngĩkoma imambia. Rĩu tũkũ request to approve ro ĩyo borrowing power tũkũ requestĩte na ya approve ati atĩ tũgũthiĩ gũkomba ciothe. Ĩtondũ no rĩra gĩtũkombera tondũ hena mbia ciraheanwo na mabengi cia COVID, the issue of COVID rĩ na date yethĩ rĩ no nginya marore mabuku maitũ mahana atĩa. No tu approve ro na twĩrwo atĩ mũtingĩ qualify ici kĩrĩa 42 na mũtingĩ qualify 150 no mũqualify kĩndũ 100 kana 80. Ĩtondũ tũbuthĩte on the other side kũringana na ũrĩa members maria rĩ hau nĩ ha ũtukũ ũrĩa no ti atĩ tũgũthiĩ gũkomba. Rĩu nĩ tũkwenda tũgĩe na proposal niguo tumineti wega aria metikira borrowing power it is to 150 tugena proposal na seconder proposal Mr. Kibe seconder Jacinta 1275 and member number 479
Jitekeria ni treasurer witũ rekei tũiguithanĩrie ũndũ ũngĩ nĩ tũragĩa na bia ya ũguo mũroiga ũhoro wa mbeca cia kombo nyingĩ mũkona ta kĩama gitũ gĩgatahwo no nĩ tũkwenda tũgĩe na power ya andũ arĩa matũrũmbũyagĩria andũ makomberwo mathirĩ mũndũ arega kũrĩha nĩ atige gwĩka atĩa mũndũ arega kũrĩha agatekirwo step ĩrĩa ikinya rĩrĩa rĩagĩrĩire mũndũ akoerwo ikinya rĩu tondũ nĩ tũrekithio nginya valuation na tũgekĩrwo nĩ andũ marataũkwo nĩ ũrĩa mareka ndronire magĩka valuation gwakwa mũndũ ũcio twĩ nake Nairobi tũkĩhapenia akĩhũra thimũ ngĩmũria wĩha nĩguo ndĩkĩmwĩre kũrĩa gũka gwakwa akĩnjĩra Nairobi rĩrĩa ndathire tũkĩmiti nake na ngĩmwarĩra Nairobi rĩ tũkĩambata gwakwa akĩnjĩra atĩrĩ gwaku rĩ nĩkuo kũhuana ona na twĩ Nairobi nĩ mwanyita aranjũria gwakwa nĩkuo kũhuana ona gwakĩtwo mwakĩre mũna ngĩmwĩra nĩkuo agĩcoka akĩnjĩra atĩrĩrĩ nĩ tũthiĩ gĩtuonie njĩra tũkwamba kwambata to variety icionanagia wega hĩndĩ ĩyo nĩ ũndũ ũguo irakũ gũkũ rĩrĩa twakinyĩra harĩa barabara ningĩ kuonania na njĩra njega rĩ akĩra ndereba gerera kau ũrĩa watũkuĩte twathiĩ tũgĩkinya oro mũciĩ akĩra ndereba rũgama hau gwake nĩ gũkũ angĩkorwo twĩ na andũ ta acio maroka gũtwĩkĩra valuation ya mũthemba ta ũcio rĩ rekei tũtuĩke andũ mekũnyitĩrĩra maũndũ ũrĩa kwagĩrĩire atĩ ona ndarega kũrĩha rũni rĩ security ĩrĩa yakwa njigĩte rĩ ihinda rĩa mĩeri 3 rĩ ngathĩtie na rũni rĩ nĩ nginyũkĩrio ikinya tondũ kĩndũ kĩu gĩkoragwo gĩkĩ atĩrĩrĩ nĩ ndanengerwo ngiri 700 kana milioni ĩyo ĩmwe ndaneana gĩtĩ gĩkĩ nĩko kĩarũgamĩra milioni ĩrĩkũ ingĩkara kũrĩha milioni ĩyo ĩmwe rĩ gĩtĩ gĩkĩ ndetĩkĩra gĩkendio hatarĩ mũndũ ũrorio kĩ hatarĩ mũndũ ũrorio kĩũria na itekũmũria kĩũria tondũ gĩkĩ nĩko kĩrũgamĩrĩire kĩ kĩrũgamĩrĩire milioni ĩmwe ndanengerirwo koguo hau treasurer witũ be serious.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next agenda ĩyo ĩngĩ nĩ agenda ya budget na iratathi tũkũhetwo iratathi tũkũhetwo kandĩkĩtwo proposed NRS budget for 2022 nĩko gaka nĩ twakona no tũthi through na nĩ ũndũ wa time Gudoma totals. Page 1, this is the proposed budget for NRS SACCO, budget for 2022. And the board is proposing a net interest income 2022 of 87,100,000 compared to the budget for 2021, 75,300,000. Na nitrona 87 million siroka atia. Those voted see how uguo. Heki lukigeta kwa non-funded income. We are proposing 2022 29,320,000 against the budget for 2021 22,550,000. Toka nereria eo igoro 87 na eo 29 we get 116,420. Kutro iga 2022 we are proposing to get a total revenue of 116,420,000. How hage hena kitu kita operation cost, hena kitu kita financial cost, and a proposed figure of 10,725,000. Hena kitu kita personnel expenditure, ni do staff na education. Total ni roka 24,075,000 against a budget of 2021 24,300,000. Toima hau he mahudhiro mage metago administrative expenses haha ni thitima, generator, repair, computer, postage and telephone, public relations, marketing, icio ciothe ginya hare mwiso fiu ginya handu hetagwo income tax, hare ha tax collector. We are expecting a total of $1,666,000 against a budget of 36,910,000. How again how do we talk governance cost? The governance cost ako in a board of directors sitting allowances, operating expenses, committee education, members education stroke review of bylaw, board retirement, dividend kido kitako honorary and bonus, committee running expenses, AGM and SGM expenses. We are proposing, the board is proposing a figure of 6.7 million against a budget of 2021, 6.5 million. Tuima hau, heki witago capital expenditure. Board nira propose niodo wa kirugireto infrastructure in terms of ICT, niodo wa uthi wa bere wa mitabo, neo technology. We are budgeting a figure of 1.5. We have also budgeted a figure of 100,000. So in the near future, we may have a branch somewhere. And also we are proposing to build a head office. There's a proposal, na nitoka hare resolution ine, ena proposal ya gwaka head office. Ntogo mudari ya itomisia head office tureda gwaka neke. Yoko guo total expenditure hena ikoka 82,126,000. Twathi page ya mbere twarutithania na ino 82 turona no tukorwo twina operating surplus ya 2022 no tukorwo twina 34,294,000. Ndathoma totals ni undu wa mathaa na tondu no turainuka na budget yo ni ukurora toto yo yukite ugu ni undu wake tondu budget yiteithagia board ihote guforce haria mekite atia matikae gukira haria matekite atia na hangikira magoka ku explain hakira niki yo ni budget itu na no ginya tugie na mundu wa kumi propose na second ni tool to monitor the financial year 2022. We get a proposal in the second. A proposal? Yes. Karibia karibu na mic.
Maoni yangu ilikuwa kwa sababu hatukuchangia hiyo hali ya hii document, nilikuwa na observation moja. Ikiwa tunataka
put on your mask, Mr. Dere.
Okay. Ikiwa tunataka tuwe na pesa na members wasitoroke. Mimi nilikuwa nauliza sababu tumekuwa tukilia juu ya interest on loan. Na hii interest on loan mkiangalia katika mwaka mzima tunalipa 18%, just the same like the bank ama zaidi. Kwa hivyo tunauliza kama munge reduce ndio hata members wakuwe wengi ingekuwa ni sawa. Ile ingine kuhusu wakati tunachukua loan, iko observation tu tunaangalia. Kuna makaratasi huuzwa wakati wa loan. Na hizi makaratasi ukiangalia tunayagharimu wakati wa budget kama hii. Haya kwamba stencils na administration cost na whatever. Ni vizuri members wako kwa sababu tumekuwa na machine za kufanya hizi kazi. Members wasiwe na kodi kubwa na wakati wanalipa tena wanakuwa na mzigo mkubwa. Kwa hivyo observation yangu ilikuwa mambo hawa mawili kwanza. Muyaangalie, na tumekuwa tukilia kwa sababu kama tunafuata sasa la laws ama sako, sinasema all sako haiko. Kwa nini zingine ni 1% na hapa ndio 1.5? Tafadhali reduce hiyo kitu.
Osio will respond.
Thank you, Bwana Ndere. On interest, nataka kuambia members that board kuna kitu ina work on to see on how by first tuna benchmark from our competitors sako zingine ambazo tuko level moja, K-Unity, Dimcase and so tuone wanapeana rate gani ndio at least now board once they are finalized on that waweze kupatia affordable rate ile mtafurahia pia nini. So I think hiyo ni jambo board wanashughulikia sana, and through the chair I know it will be possible.
We get a proposer and a seconder for the budget. Proposer. Okay, Mr. Kibe. Mike iko hapo.
Sawa. Kuna kitu kingine nimeobserve kwa sako yetu. Na mimi nakopanga runi sana. Hii inaitwa force advance, na niliongea kuhusu hiyo mara nyingine kwa wale viongozi tulikuwa na wao mbeleni na wakarekebisha. Unakopa alafu ukikopa na unahitaji 20,000 ndivyo upeleke mahali unataka, alafu inadeductiwa. Sasa unashindwa hii pesa utachukua ikiwa gapi ndivyo ufaidike nayo, hii ikiwa 20,000. Ngori atiriri katutangikwo wega tuheo mbeca ici twathi kuoya mbeca iroro yoko ni icio cia force advance ukaheo kora request 20,000 ukaheo 20,000 utekuriduce kindu niguo mbeca icio gathi guteithia kurerera gwika atia urenda ithiga guteithie tondu hindi ciothe nie ngoro na thina ucio nanga mori atiriri ndo thina ni atiri tugianaga na mundu gwitwo manager na turani tungi tukona tu cashiers ngakimori atiriri mbeca ici ruona wanjira uguo uranjira ati ni ugutinia ri itaki irahinga ira ndirenda guthi kuhingia ki bata wakwa nacio na mbe icio tuthuguthukagira ni ituteithagia muno cia force advance na ne hega ningi twacenjeirio rate tugituika tutiriheagwo na mweri umwe enda cia mweri umwe no kuheo ni tuheagwo ru wako ni 50,000 ukaheo na mieri igana na mieri na hau ni congratulation member I mean atongoria itu uguo mwatuongeria ihinda rĩa kuriha tondu tumuno matuburikiire ti ura tuaga 50,000 ugacoka after 30 days urenda ucokie ci 55 riu tuhetwo tukaburikirwo na mieri igana na mieri ina koguo ungiheo 50,000 rukunanirio kana 40,000 urihe 8,000 na kindu mieri ina no itekeria atiriri ni rigo request mungihota kwa gututaxaga hindi o tura mbeca icio ndathi kwenda 40 ngaheo 40 ki oguo ngathi kuhingio ndenda kuhingia ngaitwara handa itwara mieri yako ena igikinya ri ngakondikitie thiri ki na interest yanyu if possible.
So that will be taken care of, Mr. Kibe.
Did I propose budget
proposed by Mr. Kibe, member number 1275. We get a seconder. Tuge mudu owo second. Yes. Member number? 113-209. Wilson Waitimo.
Seconded.
Okay, second.
Seconded.
Okay. I think MC, you can take over.
Treasurer for that.
Tutanathi na mbere members ndina concern ona ndona twina budget ya 1.5 mitambo ni irathie thi muno maita maingi operataga muno nderi na ni turakorwo in the recent past tukerwo system yethi. I don't know what the management is doing about software. Do network ni irathie thi tuka waste a lot of waiting kana mundu akerwo athie acoke. I don't know how you are addressing that.
Thank you, Judge Sinta. Tumekuwa na kaishu kadogo ya network. Currently tunatumia network moja, that is Liquidity Telecom network. Na because of such challenges, management inataka kuweka the secondary link a network within this year. I think by the end of next month we have a secondary link. Kenda tukoro tuki support tambo yetu kwa branches.
Hello, before CEO athie, we to respond kuri andu aria mara to join through online. Na ndimoretie that tucokie ciuria cina cio na niguo cithoma niguo cio ahote gucicokia na to ni maratuona ni gucithoma niguo na inyue igue uria maroria na guthoma quickly. This is a concern marauga kiria matireigua mona witu mwena wa voice iyo ni mwena technical. I hope you have sorted that one. Na oge Elizabeth kama uni aroria na giki that regulator liquidity ratio ni aroria horo how to meet that regulator liquidity ratio. Please quick CEO.
Liquidity ratio hatuko tumemeet the liquidity ratio, the required amount of 15%. We were short with 2%. Lakini the loans, a lot of our loans were not paid. But we all understood about the COVID-19 the last year. Na tumeweka steps za kuhakikisha hizi loans ziko nje, they are being followed up. That's why the management has taken a step to make sure that 200 collector na tuwe na ina auctioneer ku make sure kama umepewa loan na ulipi sako isiingie pia kwa shinda ya kufanya nini ya liquidity issue. So that is being addressed.
Thank you. Elizabeth watching, I hope you have understood that. Going quickly, Paul Mwando, ni waroria kana meeting ni recordwo. Yes, ni recordwo. Na kumaha you will get it a link on YouTube. Na anyone todori unwe nitutuikete international
diaspora.
Nitwena ginya diaspora accounts ona mara join na kutuona. So the meeting will be live on YouTube and everyone can see. Now, kwena kiuria kenge kuma kure EW ni aroria horo wa debt current recovery. Ni aroria how you are managing it CEO on debt recovery.
Debt recovery last year we under challenges I've seen recovery because people were running schools zilikuwa zimefungwa, watu wa hoteli bando haitakuwa vizuri, na pia some of other areas tuliafektiwa sana kama members. But the regulator gave us a leeway ya ku restructure loans ndio members waweze kufanya nini kulipa, and tumejaribu na tumerestructure a lot of loans ku minimize the default year leo. Na secondary nimewaambia kuwa the SACCO is on full gear ya ku collect loans hizo defaulted loans. So at least kuhakikisha when a member borrows loans, it is paid promptly, and if not paid promptly, then we make a follow up ya kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo loan imefanya nini, imelipwa vizuri.
Thank you, CEO. Now, going on swiftly, netogo die kule page 46. Kule mavuku ina maito page 46. Page 46 kule na resolutions. Na ya bere yuma to increase borrowing power, which already members in more hetokia, more purpose. Na second. Now, nikule na number 2 ya waka head office deri todo Nris ina buroti deri na ino nego capture to the wa chair speech that for us to grow nitokwedo twake head office thini wa deri niguo tutige gutumira mbeca nyingi gukombora kou na turi na buroti ona ninge gikuyu rent yo muraigwa niturareha mbeca nyingi ya iguru. We don't need a bigger office mwena uyu tongiko twina office to mwena uria. We downsized on the rent on this side. Ni mwetikira niguo tuhote. Yes. Mr. Kahio.
Kujenga end office nderi. Last year in December, lease ya Kikuyu ika expire. Tulikuwa tunalipa 72,000 per month on rent. The renewal rent ilikuja na 170,000 per month, which is almost double and actually triple. Na landlady twageria ku negotiate, she's not leading to negotiate. So ukihesabu 170,000 per month times 10, even 10 months, that ni 1.7 million. Do you know these are members? Instead tulipe 1.7 million to for a squeezed office. Na tuena potential ya kujenga office yetu Nderi. We would rather have an office in Nderi. Hii office ya Kikuyu, we partition it. Tulipe half of that. Sini kweli?
Thank you. Miaka yothe ĩrĩa tũtũrĩte gũkũ nĩ tũtũrĩte tugĩte no twete wabici itũ. Last time kĩrĩa kĩarĩ argument yarĩ ho nene yarĩ horo na tukiuga nĩ wega twake wabici Nderi tondũ Nderi tutirabatara gũthiĩ kũgũra buroti na kĩoneki kĩu gĩgĩcorwo. There's a drink that gĩkĩoneki gitũ kĩnene kĩra wabici itũ tũngĩenda ĩgakorwo ĩhana na gĩgĩkĩrwo no branch offices. Koguo rĩ ndũkĩandĩke hau 5581 Samuel Nyaja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nitoge na second, please. Yes. 36. Thank you very much, Johnson. Yes. 38? 37? 38, 37. Thank you very much. Eo ihitũkĩte ũguo na mwĩtĩkĩrĩte ũguo nĩguo ũcio wĩtagwo ũthii wa na mbere nĩguo tũtikauge twĩ na obici inya tuge twĩ na obici cigana 5 kana 6 o hĩndĩ rĩu nginya harĩa tũgakinyia. Now tũthi kũrĩ number 3 na eo I will ask also CEO to come again atwĩre horo wa increase ya share capital nĩguo to meet our ratios which are very very important. Please, nĩ ũndũ wa sake of time tũhiũhange nĩ tũkwĩrĩtwo tume gũkũ by thaa thita rĩu nĩ tũkĩrĩtie mathaa.
Members, kwa hii kitabu yetu tuangalie page 27. Tuende kwa key ratios. Share capital as a 2020 is inasimama at 27,504,592. Na kwa key ratios, kuna ratio regulator sasa, ukiangalia page 33, this page, ni marawa from Sasra. Page 34, number 3. The SACCO is non-compliant of institutional capital to total asset ratio, which stands at 7.3% against the prescribed minimum of 8%. Earning asset total ratio at 30% against a minimum ratio of 10%. Non-performing loans, hiyo lizo kwa hapa zote. So, share capital. Nataka kuclarify vizuri. Share capital si pesa ya SACCO ya kujenga. I want to make that clear. Share capital is a core capital ya SACCO. Mkiamua leo mfunge SACCO, that money has to come back to you. Si ni kweli? So, hiyo ndio stake yenu kwa SACCO. So, yes tumika kama pesa ya kujenga. So, hiyo narrative imekuwa from kitambo ati share capital tuna contribute ni ya kwenda kujenga. Hiyo si kweli. If you look at SACCO zingine, their share capital ni kubwa sana. Inawasaidia ku maintain their liquidity. Kila wakati wahitaji kuenda kuwa wanaomba pesa ndio wa support. Because we have good share capital au capital yetu to self sustaining, tuhitaji wengine wa kutupeanga pesa. So that's why tuna propose we increase the share capital from a minimum of 9,000 to 15,000, not in 1 year, in a period ya miaka 5. So that in come 2026 or 2025, kila mmoja wetu akuwa at least akuwa na minimum ya 15,000 on share capital. In that case, tutakuwa tumemeet nini? Hizi ratios our regulator anatuambia tufanye nini? To meet.
I hope CEO ni amutariria uhoro wa the capital share, share capital, na mwira implication ya kunyiha kana kuingiha kwayo. Riu oneno no twende members mo purpose na mo second niguo tuhiuhie mathaa, please. Yes. Yes, member number 191 Kahio ni a propose. Yes. 122 152, yeah. 152 99. Thank you very much. Riu tuhitukitie maundu macio maya ni metagwo resolution, na maya nimo megutuma SACCO ikinye makinya manene muno mwaka uyu na mwaka ucio ungi uguka. Na nigu o before jotite secretary ni undu wa atwire uhoro wa notices. Yeah. Ni gwira treasurer akuhiririe he handu egukoreka hanini na wagiukaga njokerie ngatho aria maraturumira thiini wa Zoom to no ndo ni maratwira ona kuria diaspora na magacokeria ngatho muno ni undu wa technology tondu ni maratuona na magatwira tuthi na mbere. This is the first Zoom meeting twikite ya NRS ati to nginya uko wi guku ni ukumionera okuri uri kana wi nyumba wi office kana wi runaya ni ukuona. The other thing nguga wega kuri EW ati ni tukugeria next time gukorwo ati ona kuri uri ndurathoma tu kana gutuona ni ukuhota gu contribute na ithuĩ twi haha tukonera urauga tondu iyo no yo link tutare nayo thaici tondu we need ni tugukura riu twitikire ati tukinye makinya uria tuthiite. Thank you, please. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, we only take 2 nyodo wa mother. Or kuhagaria GK, please. Yes. Aya ketuone kiuria kenge niguo tucokie ciria ciere.
Thank you. Nakuuliza, Madam Chair amesema inquiries report from the ministry will be presented soon. How soon is soon?
Okay, thank you. Nitugucokia kiuria kia muthuri uyu ahare uguo. Network ingikorwo ni ra fluctuate utume mbeca na Safaricom ni ukoraga rimwe ni ciracoka ni undu wa fluctuation ya network. Anything that borders on management ura mundu ekaga haria office iri ungiona mbeca kustina ciagiriire, please igira the next office mere umunie transaction yaku na nimeku guide munene wa IT haha etagwo Kevin. Please Kevin uka uyu niwe munene wa IT thiini wa NRS. Kungihitana uyu niwe uhota gusort maundu macio mothe na haria uri office ni ekuhurirwo na ni ekugota gukuguide na ku reverse mbeca iria cingikuwa cina thina. Ni sawa? Riu on maundu maya ma inquiry ni report ni yathire kuri ministry na nio mena report. Chair, maybe ni ukuhota kumucokeria.
Ni thengio ni tondu wa kiuria giaku. Inquiry ni yekirwo na iho tayari ni ngiathomwo umuthi no ni undu wa time ndingithomeka. Ni tukubanga nigetha tumenye riria tukumithoma. Maybe in the next 3-4 months ni tukumwita.
Asante sana. Na ninge ngoria ona turiona members o kayuki giukaga. Riu mutika o uguo muthuri uria uga mutikaigue mwe limited mundu aikorwo ena nja kumwira atu join tondu riu everything is digital. Kana ni guikia mbeca kana ni kugucia mbeca kuma gwitu guikia nginya M-Pesa-ini is real time. Riu mutikaigue mwina hinya wa kurehe more members ni undu wa the digital step that we have gone. Thank you. Please JK.
Thank you MC. Okay. Ni undu wa technology uri hana na tuna issue ya mobile banking body ronire ari wega ni undu wa issue ya dividend na kindu gigwitwo interest on deposits. Tene ciretagirirwo kaida ka meri iri na riu from Monday no cirute na thimu kana uke on the counter ukorwo ki access dividend ciaku na honoraria no he mkataba ungi aikorwo runi rwaku rugukorwo rutari uria rugikorwo rukirihwo risti gugithi hau nego gugithia kuria kungi na noguo twakorire gwika atia gugithie koguo from Monday you can come on our counter kana ona urute na thimu umuthi tondu nitu improve our software nisuko sigio postwo umuthi kana rucio members mako makisi access kuma muthenya wa Monday hau hangi he andu ndianirikanio ni diganeirwo hena kindu gitagwo staff bonus and honoraria utirie dividend no ndariganirwo ni kugweta kiugo bonus and honoraria and ugithirora page 37 ni wega guthina na namba ya ifuku page 37 he kindu gitagwo statement of changes in equity hena 800 na 962 na iria ciretwo dividend cia kuheo na cia capital cianyitithanio ciothe cioka 1,762,000 gwetire o 962 ndarigana ni kindu gitagwo bonus and honoraria of 800. AGM ikiona ni wega no tuheo proposer na seconder. Proposer, you are proposing? Yes. Yeah. Member number 2039. We get a seconder. Member number 9419. Agnes Githaiga. MC, you can take over.
Thengio nĩ kũhiũha. Na kahinda gaka no nguga atĩ nĩ ngũria Honorable Secretary atwĩre kana kwĩna notices iria tũkorwo tũkĩũria maguo nĩ gũthomerwo ongoro ciĩho. Bwana Secretary.
Wega mũno bwana MC nĩ kĩũria kĩu tondũ rĩrĩa ngũthomaga haha nĩ thomire ihinda iraihu na kwĩ handũ ngĩkorirwo wahĩtũkĩrwo no thĩinĩ wa notice njũke na hau. Is that okay? Thĩinĩ wa notice ya kwanĩrĩra mũcemanio wa ũmũthĩ harĩa mũhuro nĩ tũgwetirie atĩrĩrĩ any notice kuma kũrĩ member fulani wĩna issue na NRS irehetwo mbere itũ. Okay. Nĩ tũgwetirie atĩ harĩa mũhuro kana hena any notice irehetwo gũkũ kũrĩ NRS nigetha yandĩrĩcwo nĩ inyuĩ members. Nĩ kũrĩ andũ marehaga issues ta icio na tutionete one mwe tondũ ciagĩrĩire gũka 14 days before kana thikũ 14 mbere ya mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ na gũtirĩ tuonete kuma posta, gũtirĩ tuonete thimũ-inĩ, gũtirĩ tuonete marũa marehetwo wabici ma CEO makuga atĩ hena ũndũ ũrenda ũkarĩrĩrio. Ũguo ũcio ũkirĩte na ũndũ hihi handũ akorwo nĩ gũkĩrĩ athiĩ na mbere gũgĩkira nginya rĩrĩa gagĩciria gũkĩgweta. Tũtirĩ ũndũ ithuĩ tuonete, nĩ kuga gũtirĩ ũndũ tũhingĩrĩirie mũkwendaga kũ-discuss. Aca.
Thengio. Thengio mũno Bwana Secretary. Nĩ atĩ rĩu the notice nĩ atwĩra gũtirĩ notice onete na nĩ kũminitwo. Now nĩ ngũcokia microphone ĩno kũrĩ chair nĩguo atindĩkie hau mbere I invite DCO nĩguo amũhe ũhoro o tũgĩthiĩ kũhinga mũcemanio ũyũ. Na o agĩũkaga nĩ ngũmwĩra mũrore screen-inĩ na arĩa me online marore. Rĩu twĩna an active website ĩyo mũrona hau. Website ĩyo mũkageria na mũkĩaraga andũ magerie kũmĩ-visit. Ĩna all the products iria ciothe mũngĩenda kuoya rũni ona all the attributes ya rũni ci hau. Kĩũria gĩothe ũngĩenda gĩcokio na before wĩgiĩte kũhũra obici ciũria ciothe ci hau thĩinĩ wa website ĩyo. Ona hau thĩ nĩrona nĩ yandĩkĩtwo no wandĩke comment icio ũrona hau how we can assist you. Ĩgathi direct kwa obici-inĩ na magũcokeria majibu on real time basis. Na ona nĩcokete tũgathiĩ mbere tũkamĩkĩra maũndũ marĩa atĩ we wĩ mũciĩ marĩa otherwise ũngĩrahũrire thimũ obici-inĩ me hau website-inĩ. Rĩu please tũgerie kuoya maũndũ maya ma digital magakorwo nĩ matũteithia o harĩa tũrĩ mũciĩ-inĩ please. Thank you. Chair.
Thank you. Our MC wa muthenya wa ũmũthĩ na nĩ twathiĩ wega. Thank you mũno nĩ tondũ waguo twathiĩ tũgĩcokanagĩria tũkĩũranagia ciũria. Na rĩu nĩ ngwenda kuoya mweke ũyũ njĩte mũgeni witũ ũrĩa ũgũtwarĩria na nĩwe Madam DCO na twĩna gĩkeno nĩ tondũ wa gũtũtĩa na gũka kũ-grace mũcemanio witũ wa 28th AGM. Karibu sana.
Madam Chair, na committee yaku, the Supervisory Committee, members muriega. Ndikwaria muno umuthi. No nĩ njaragia. No gwakwaria muno tondu wa mathaa nĩ tondu nĩ tũhetwo limit. No ndingĩkĩaga ũndũ ingiuga. Wa mbere nĩ ngũmũcokeria ngatho muno members. Tondu wa go keep time. In fact rĩrĩa njũkire gũkũ ngorire members mekuo na kamĩtĩ yothe. Kwoguo hatirĩ handũ twahĩtia ũhoro wa go keep time. Ona ngoro hiĩ nĩ tũrongerera hanini nĩ mũgeririe muno. Ndĩmũcokeria ngatho nĩ ũndũ wa kũ-invitewo na mũgoka tondu mũcemanio wa ũmũthĩ ti mĩcemanio ĩrĩa tũkoragwo twĩ nayo ya kawaida. Na ũguo nĩ mũĩ. Na kwoguo nĩ ndakena muno nĩ kuona ũrĩa mwarĩrĩria maũndũ manyu. Na makĩria muno nĩ tondu ũrĩa resolutions iria make ũmũthĩ nĩ resolution igũtũma sacco ĩno yanyu ĩthiĩ na mbere. Kwoguo nĩ ndamũpongeza muno nĩ ũguo mweka. Number 2 no njoke njuge atĩ nĩ nguga ona kamĩtĩ nĩ mararuta wĩra, board of directors anyu nĩ marutĩte wĩra mwega. Hĩndĩ ĩrĩa mathurirwo, in fact nĩ niĩ ndathurithianirie. Na hĩndĩ ĩyo gũgĩthurano gĩgĩkwo, sacco ĩno yanyu yarĩ thĩ mũno. Na nĩ njũĩ arĩa mangĩririkana kwarĩ na maũndũ mekĩkĩte matarĩ mega. Na niĩ nĩ ndĩ mũgeni sacco ya mbere gũka kũruta wĩra nĩ gũkũ. Na rĩu niĩ ona ndiũrĩa ingiuga tondu mũcemanio ũcio ndarĩ naguo wa mbere na mũcemanio ũrĩa twĩ naguo mũthĩ nĩ very different. Na ingĩmwĩra members support your management committee, the board of director, the staff tondu mũngĩaga kũmasupport ona makĩendaga kũruta wĩra gũtirĩ handũ mangĩthiĩ. Kwoguo mũmenyage inyuĩ nĩ inyuĩ supreme authority, nĩ inyuĩ mũngĩnyitĩrĩra sacco ĩno na nĩgetha ĩhote gũkũra mũno. Number 2 ingĩcoka kuga no njuge atĩ ona management tondu nĩ mwamahe hinya kinya wa borrowing power na ensure atĩ nĩ maruta wĩra. Marute wĩra tondu sacco ĩno yanyu no ĩna potential of growth. No ĩkũre muno kũringana na ũguo ndĩrona. Na kwoguo ingĩmoria marute wĩra na kĩo nĩgetha ĩhote gũkũra. Na ĩngĩkũra ĩgũteithia bũrũri witũ na ĩteithia andũ aingĩ muno. Kwoguo ũguo nĩguo ingiuga na njuge atĩ nĩ kũrĩ na kũruta wĩra wega. Ofici yakwa na the cooperative society. Because mũthenya wa mũthĩ agenda ya mũico ĩkoragwo ĩ ya gĩthurano. No tũtigwĩka gĩthurano. Gĩtũmi nĩ atĩ tũtirĩ na quorum ĩrĩa yendekaga. Quorum ĩrĩa yendekaga nĩ 100. Quorum in the bylaws. Tondu kĩũria kĩakwa kĩa mbere njũririe quorum ĩkoragwo atĩa. Kwoguo tũtirĩ hĩndĩ tũngĩka ithurano itarĩ na quorum na members amwe me mũciĩ. Na onakorwo nĩ marona ũrĩa tũreka matingĩhota gũthurana. Kwoguo tũkũmĩiga pending issue ya gĩthurano. No nĩ njiguire kũrĩ na andũ atatũ suspended nĩ ũndũ hihi wa gũkorwo makĩruta wĩra ũrĩa gũtagĩrĩire. Na mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ korwo nĩ mĩcemanio ya kawaida nĩ tũngĩeka gĩthurano. No kĩrĩa gĩatũma njuge nĩ tũrarutithania wĩra nao wega, ona hĩndĩ ĩrĩa kwahingĩtwo kwĩ hĩndĩ ithuĩ tũtarokaga wĩra. They continue working. Na in fact nĩ marĩ na email yakwa, the CEO arĩ na email. So nĩ andũmagĩra what was happening, and even the board nĩ mandũmagĩra what is happening. So I have all the record what was happening. Anakorwo ndiokire hihi andũ acio magĩsuspendwo, I knew what was happening. Kwoguo nĩ wega na mũthiĩ na mbere na kũrutithania wĩra na ithuĩ because we are the government. Na twathiĩ ũguo tũnyitanĩte tũrĩ atatũ, the members, the staff and the committees, then this society will grow. Na ngũkinyia hau nĩ ũndũ wa time. Thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Thank you muno, Madam DCO. No tũgĩthiaga rĩu kũhinga mũcemanio, no ndĩrathiĩ na mbere kuga atĩ no tũra receive online information ĩyo ĩroka, na nĩ tũgũthiĩ na mbere kũhingia maũndũ macio. Angĩ nĩ marauga tũcenjie Gĩthweri to matirĩgo Gĩkũyũ, no nituguthondeka undu me communicate through the website na language ĩrĩa mekũhota ku understand ĩtondũ tũrĩ diverse anga mekonja Gĩkũyũ, Gĩthweri, Gĩthũngũ, rĩu tũgũtũmĩra the platform ya website gũkinyĩra acio maratuona mataraigua tũrauga ũmũthĩ, na any question mangĩkorwo menacio matwĩkĩra thĩinĩ wa website rĩ, tutaweza tatua mkiweka maswala ambazo mngeta tutatue muweke kwa website, tutaweza kusuluhisha. Maybe nĩngũnengera Secretary. Then it's okay. Nitogweta Mr. Mbote. Ucio no okorwo we secretary wa supervisory. Just hold on. Okay, ahoithia gicokagia ngatho. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much. Na eo yathi kuri the chair of the board ni anyita ndo anainia mutwe na ni njui ni eguthondeka hau na atwarithie mbere na no nguhoya ara maraturumirira ma mute volume cio menda gutuigua mari othe aria me thini wa Zoom. Mute your volumes so that you may able to get us. Thank you very much.
Nderwo njuge no kuhie njokie ngatho ni undu wa inyuĩ members ona aria maratuthikiriria kuma kundu gutiganite, tumucokerie ngatho muno. Twi mwena-ini wa supervisory tondu umwe witu ni umwe wa aria makirugamitio, na tondu ni mwe supervisory ndiri handu yendaga kuviva mundu kana wi director kana wiu, iyo niwe koragwo iri moto itu na sako yanyu ni rugamite wega. Mucokerie ngatho muno ni undu waria mukoretwo mukiruta wira wega na ndigũcokera maundu maria maritio, no nĩ ngwenda kuga atiriri ona ithuĩ no tũrathĩna tondũ kũrĩ andũ aingĩ mũno despite ya gũkorwo nĩ kũrarĩ na covid matikoretwo makĩrĩha rũni rwao wega, na tondũ nĩ tũnyitĩte bodi wega biũ tondũ ko business ya sako ĩno nĩ gũthondeka mbeca nĩgetha mũkarĩhagwo dividend. Mangĩkorwo matigũkĩruta wĩra wega, au nĩho hakoretwo tũgĩgĩtindĩkana na nĩ tũrutĩte wĩra mwega. Rĩu nĩ tũrutĩte wĩra, rĩu tũraruta wĩra wega ona gũtuĩka mbere ĩyo nĩ tũragĩtindĩkanĩte hanini nĩ ũndũ amwe matiakĩrĩ na experience ya mũrutĩre wa wĩra, no nĩ tũmagaindĩte na nĩ tũmonetie, na inyuĩ nĩ ũndũ ũrĩa mũkoretwo mwĩ honest na kũruta wĩra wanyu, kĩrĩa wakuo ũgatigĩrĩra nĩ warĩha, nĩ tũrakena. Na acio mena rũni rwĩ in arrears kaingĩ ĩtĩkĩrai kũrĩha nĩgetha mbeca icio tũkahota gũcicirculate, ona borrowing power we gũkĩragwo rĩ ĩkorwo twĩna returns njiganu nĩ tũkũhota kũruta wĩra wega, tũtegwĩtinda tũgĩthiĩ gũkĩkomba kũrĩa nja na no tũgũkĩrĩhio interest mwena ũrĩa. Koguo thengiũ mũno nĩ inyuĩ muoire mahinda manyu gũka gũkũ, ona acio maratũthikĩrĩria kuma station itiganĩte, amũkĩrai ngatho, na tondũ mahinda matirĩ hamwe na ithuĩ ĩtĩkĩrai rĩu tũhinge maitho tũhoe na tũcokerie Ngai ngatho. Baba, katika jina la Yesu Kristo twasogea mbele ya kiti chako cha enzi arasili ya leo tukishukuru na tukinua jina lako kwa wema na fadhili zako. Tumeona ukitenda yaliyo makuu ndani ya kila mmoja wetu, umetuongoza na tunajua hata ushirika wetu utaendelea kuinuka kwa sababu tunapokuomba Baba tunajua yale makubwa ambayo tunayatarajia utatuwezesha kuyatimiza. Bariki kila mmoja wetu ambao yako katika kikao hiki na hata wale ambao wanatusikiliza kutoka sehemu tofauti tofauti. Endelea kutulinda, kutuongoza na tujaze na Roho wako Mtakatifu dipoza Kazi yote ambayo tutaweka kwa mikononi yetu iwe imebarikiwa. Bariki wale ambao hawana mapato ya kutosha, na ambao hata wale wako na kikwazo cha kulipa mikopo yao. Endelea Baba wetu wa mbinguni kuwaonekea, ndiposa waweze kulipa kulingana na mujibu uliowekwa. Twajikabidhi sasa mikononi mwako tunapoendelea kurudi manyumbani. Waweza kutufunika na damu ya mwanao Yesu Kristo, ndiposa hata wakati tutakapofika nyumbani tutaendelea kukuinua na kusifu jina lako. Tubariki, na tukiwa kuna kitu ambacho tungekuwa tumefanya ambacho kinaweza kukukasirisha Bwana, tunaomba ukaweza kutusamehe. Tubariki kila mmoja wetu tunapoondoka, na ni katika jina la Yesu Kristo tumeomba na kutoa shukrani. Na sasa sote tushikanie katika ushirika wa Bwana. Ithe witũ ũrĩ igũrũ, wega wa mwathani witũ Yesu Kristo, na wendani waku Ngai, nayo ngwatanĩro ya Roho Mũtheru ĩroikaria ngocitũri na hingo ciothe. Mwena safari njema.
Sorry, mutikabe guthie. Thank you, Mr. Mbote. Oshiyota kwa Mr. Mbote, very good Swahili speaker. Riu chair ni akumoreria before muthie.
Mugikuyu igaga atia muciiwa ukuaga ngaro. Yes. Tutikwenda mundu athie akiguaga, na kuoguo hena bahasha ithondeketwo, na ndiye tukuhuthira mubango riku tondu tutikwenda andu makuhaniririe muno, nigetha ukaheo bahasha yaku wakinya na hau Gikuyu no ambe ukinywe gacai kana unywe soda, tondu ni tukwenda ona inywe muigue ati twi hamwe muno. Ndoiga uguo njoke njuge atiriri ati twina fomu ya ciana citu kana arata itu aria me mabururi ma nanja, na fomu iyo e website ini itu ati acio ni mekuhota kuhingura account na magatumaga mbeca, na no mongane me group, kugie na group otoria kukoragwo na chama, na marikia kuiga mbeca cigana ona ri o housing riria irikorwo ihori ni megwetherwo migunda na makagurirwo na mbeca ciao uri kuringana na uria mekuga. No riu hena ihinda riega ria ciana citu kana our brothers and our sisters mahote kuiga mbeca na gusave mbeca ciao wega thiini wa NRS, na ni twambiriirie uguo, ni kuri andu mambiriirie. Koguo ni ndoiga ni ngatho muno ni tondu wa gukiririria kwanyu, na mwathie muthie wega na Ngai witu amurathime.
Kira accountant okay, oguo muikarite, I think that is the best mode ya bahasha. Oguo muikarite niguo ikorwo in a bit of civility. Na niĩ nĩ ngũcokia ngatho ciakwa cia mwanya nĩ ũndũ wa gũkirĩrĩria kwanyu na andũ arĩa na the board also. Thank you very much.